Last time on SideQuest Live, we did some stuff. Go watch the VOD. I guess we will get up on the streaming.
Yeah, I meant to repost though, not repost, but like send out a Twitter like the YouTube VOD's ready. Go watch it. It was great. And I didn't pay attention to if it was released, so I haven't done that yet.
Echoey, we're on the internet, everybody. I guess we'll be. I don't know if the cameras are correct. Hey, internet. My name is. I didn't expect to be on. My name is Todd. I should put the echoes back on. Hold on one sec. My name is Todd, and I will. I will be your dungeon master. Tonight we're going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing some Thanks very much,
This intro music's amazing.
Yeah, we got some dungeons, we got some dragons, we got some descent into Avernus, and we have a bunch of really seriously morally ambiguous people who are just waiting in the wings to be introduced. So we're gonna go take a look at those peoples. Tonight, I'm really excited to be back playing and mucking about in the dungeons. Let's go around the table and hopefully the cameras work without me having to do anything. That's probably not gonna happen. Technical. Ooh, Yaufen, I don't know why I didn't hear you. Allow. Nice. Overkill is underrated. I absolutely agree with that. Welcome to the show, Bertez, and to Yaufen, and everybody else in chat. Don't forget, you're welcome to interact with us. We love it when you make some suggestions. You could be a message to one of the players. You could suggest something weird happens if you get ideas, and we'll try to roll with it. That's the improv tag in all of this. Well, let's go around the table, because we're playing some Descent into Avernus. Is it working? Hey, Gordon's camera is correct. Hey, Gordon, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Last week, you actually told us about something pretty cool. Do you want to plug it again?
Sure, yeah.
Your game.
Making a board game.
My Pornhub channel is live. No,
yeah,
I mean...
that interesting, yes. Making a board game called Lost Ones. It'll be up on Kickstarter late September. And stay tuned. I actually spoke with one of my main partners at Greenbrier, and she would totally be up for us streaming, like her coming in and we streaming a game together.
That would be amazing.
Simulator. She used that at Gen Con Online and at other conventions. So we could probably get something set up on a Tuesday night or something like that.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Absolutely. Now, tonight you're going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons with us, and you're going to be a shadow sorcerer named...
Yeah. Named Fenris. A long time character on since the beginning of this campaign.
Yep. Started it off.
Yeah, he's gone through quite a journey, and we'll see if he'll be the first to be killed by a teammate tonight. Let's see.
Spoiler alert. All right, that's an awesome jump. Thanks. All right. Oh, I have the wrong camera. Just one sec while I switch it. Nope. Hold on. Nope. So many cameras. None of them are Dermida. All right. So while I fix this, Dermida, why don't you go ahead and say hey to the interwebs for us?
Hey everybody, I'm Darmida, and I am your friendly, or not so friendly, neighborhood stalker. So yeah, we're in hell, and we'll see what happens this week.
Nice, and keep an eye out for anybody you know down here.
Likely I know people, so
yeah. You've probably sent a few people down here too, to be fair. I mean, your chosen thing to hunt is, among other things, fiends, so you're in the right place. Actually, the demons look at you with hatred, and the devils look at you with a bit of drool dripping out of the mouth, being like, yes, they're on our side. Oh, and yet
Didn't help.
the camera muck-up still continues. Hold on 1 second. I will figure out which camera will be Darcy tonight.
Is it me?
It's your turn, Darcy. You're
Hello,
in
Internet. It's me. I'm Darcy Bits. You can find me at twitch.tv/Darcy Bits.
And
this
also on the
show, I play a gnome. Yep, that's everything.
That's it. That's all you get. Awesome. And Trent, this camera's correct. Hey, Trent.
Hey, how's it going? I play Benkuhms.
Benkuhms, and nothing untoward is going to happen with Benkuhms tonight.
No, he's a good boy.
That ominous grin. Yes.
He only does things.
Yeah, he does all the things. I believe last time you had a little hissy fit and tried to scare the crap out of everyone and every refugee hiding in the catacombs underneath the hell-tortured city of Elturel, and you rolled a 1.
I will say that the level 10 adventurers, aka my party, were in fact stunned by the event, but refugees weren't. So what does that say about my party?
It's true. Bunch of pushovers. I don't think Jay is joining us tonight. I should probably get on my phone and double check that. But he normally does play Archibald Cunningham, and he is the duelist rogue who's actually originally from Elturel, as we discovered, and so that city which was pulled into hell, and he is trying to. He never wanted to come back here in the first place, so I'm sure he's pleased to be back here for hell. What is going on here? Come on, Internet. I'm messaging him right now. All right, whatever. Don't forget, we also do take suggestions in chat. That's you folks here, so please come in. And all our music, by the way, is Creative Commons. And the music playing tag is scrolling along. Much love, of course, to Kevin MacLeod and many, many others. And don't forget our art. Our art is by Darcy Bits, our very own, also on Instagram at Boyd Scratchings. And we use Roll20, and it sort of works sometimes. Oh, it's kind of huge right now. I don't know what's going on there. Why you gotta be like that? What's going
Can someone rebuff me on the situation?
Hell.
What do we do?
What else?
What sort of recap would you like? We should definitely recap.
Yes, we
Recaps
should
are always
definitely.
good.
Hold on, I gotta get the right box. There we go. So let's hear a little recap of what is going on.
How far back do you want to start?
Well, once there was a prisoner named Fenris, and he met a happy little paladin named Henrietta, and okay, that's a little too far back. But what do you, where do you guys want to start?
Beginning of last session, when I went over to Felice, they were playing with their mimic, and I said some things to them.
Yeah. I think the first open was interrogating this druid folk that we found down here. And everyone decided we got to go down into these, I don't know if they're really catacombs, but like dungeon under this cathedral-y thing.
Mm-hmm.
And during that whole thing that was about to happen, Benkuhms comes over to Felice, who is a little away from the party, trying to get some privacy where she's feeding a body to a mimic.
Her pet mimic.
I feel like pet is a term of ownership that is inappropriate.
That's
personally.
fair. That's fair.
And Benkuhms helped me, chop this body up and help feed Bentu Kota, and that was great. We had a nice little bonding moment over that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I think I understand the Hidden Lord stuff. She's pretty cool like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on with the
mimic
sword
breastplate
and the Hidden Lord, but I'm totally cool with, what I've seen so far.
I'm not sure where we're picking up exactly, but I remember you wanted to go back and investigate those like ruins. So if you go, I'll play bodyguard for Felice.
Yeah, well, you guys can jump back into that and check out the catacombs underneath the High Hall. You've got, you also met some refugees down there, led by, I believe the name was Farah, a half-orc acolyte who was busy trying to hold the fort. She is the ranking person in the High Hall right now, which is really telling you something when like the newbie is there. But she said that the commander has gone off to the Grand Cemetery to try to find what they need, some mistletoe, so they can keep doing Goodberry and keep these 100 people or so alive. But also mentioned something called the Helm of Pelor's Sight. And so they're off trying to get that. You guys also have a hellscape below you, which in the immediate vicinity is this massive, horrible battlescape. But a little bit further on than that is, open plains of dust and hot uncomfortableness and rolling, rampaging devils, and generally just kind of an interesting place to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. So you guys are
see
welcome.
Those rolling plains.
Rolling plains. Feel like we need a country song with that one. So yeah, you guys, the game is yours. You are busy under the catacombs, and we'll see.
Yes, we've endeared ourselves to these refugees before immediately terrifying them or something like that.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, they're basically desperate for help and leadership, and they see you guys kick some butt, and they're like, maybe you can. And then they see how terrifying and edgy you are, and they're just like, let's keep a little distance. So they are keeping their 100 or so huddled people in this area. They're there. They're happy you're here to kill things, but they're not entirely certain that they're not next on your list of things to kill.
Yeah. So I believe we actually left off with saying we were going to take our nice long rest and be bushy-tailed, bright-eyed for tomorrow. I don't actually remember having a conversation with Benkuhms about going off and searching for materials and stuff in the middle of the night, but that is what Felice was planning on doing. So I don't. Is that a thing?
You want to do it right now? We woke up.
Sure,
we can go.
So
I think we planned on taking watches, right? Even though there's right. So
So you guys decide to not needing a grand rest yourselves. While they're off on hijinks, what do you want to be up to, Darmida?
I feel like as wound as she is and everything, she's probably starting to lose a bit of steam, so she'll definitely rest tonight. It's been a while.
Fair. And what about you, Fenris?
Fenris will definitely be taking a long rest, but we'll likely have a sidebar conversation with Darmida at some point.
Sure.
Maybe right at the beginning of the night or when there's a convenient time.
Sure. Well, let's dive into the catacombs for a few minutes as these two kind of see that everything's settling in. You guys do want to sleep on the middle, kind of. The rest of the people are kind of huddled around the outsides of this catacomb, whereas you guys they've kind of abandoned the middle to you. There are little alcoves, and lots of little families and groups are huddled in these alcoves amongst their beloved dead, and there are some bodies interned in this area, but most of this area is pretty old. The fresher bodies, you glanced into a few of those and did see some bodies being prepared for burial before, more recently dead, with various levels of honors. So where do you guys want to sleep? Kind of out in the middle, or do you want to decamp one of these families and sleep in a nook?
Are all the nooks taken?
Pretty much. There's 100 different, actually now 120 almost refugees, including the people you brought. So you have, where would you like to be?
Okay. I don't necessarily feel like I need to decamp anyone, but I'm probably not going to sleep like in the middle. Like I'll probably sleep off to the side, like want to sleep off to the side, like against a wall or something like that.
Sure, you kind of scoot in and there's just a little bit of space. Actually, it's pretty close to where that halfling family that you guys rescued and brought with you. They're kind of nearby, huddled near this light, this sconce that's burning with continual light right above you. Benkuhms and Felice kind of take the opportunity to move off into the shadows and kind of get ready to go. Archibald moves as far away from them as he can, and from the holy people, and just kind of settles down. He's actually busy skipping rocks into the holy water fountain over here, and just doing like half-blind tosses, stepping back and like throwing over his shoulder, and like just generally keeping himself occupied, and occasionally does some sleight of hand type stuff to keep the kids entertained. All right, Felice and Benkuhms, where would you like to go?
First thing I would like to say is I do need a long rest. So what can we reasonably do tonight and still get a long rest?
Check out the...
Yeah, you could check out kind of the way you went, or the opposite side. See if
okay, just as long as like it's not like, okay, cool, you're committing to this thing that's gonna
no, you probably
ruin your sleep or something like that. Okay,
it's not
that's
like
fine.
anybody has an alarm clock set, so I imagine you're probably gonna rest for about 10 hours, and you've got a couple hours before you actually bed down if you want. It's hard to tell what time of day it is down here. Actually, except for you, Felice, you know.
Sort of.
You spent most of your life underground. You have a pretty good sense.
I was gonna say Benkuhms would be annoying about it now. Like he would be like evangelizing early in the morning. All right, wake up, everybody! Praise the hidden Lord.
All right.
I
He's found religion, folks.
Sorry, what was that, Trent?
No worry. I was just gonna say we heard noises coming from like these chambers before.
Where on the map are you looking?
The northern section.
Well, you've kind of walked past and glanced into some of the southern rooms. Most of those are body purparial rooms in which they prepare the dead. And then there's that.
Been buried for burial.
There's that body of the woman with the greatsword who was called the Unknown Hero. And then down below, these are the preparial rooms. That's now canon. In my world, they're called preparials. And then the kind of regular tombs are here. And for those of you watching at home, it's the H10 or the regular tombs. Our players don't see those. I'm so excited. Super excited. All right, so
I was originally planning on being like, it's my watch. I'm going to go leave and go do stuff. But I do like the idea as a player, at the very least, of Benkuhms and Felice going off on together. Does Benkuhms approach me, or how does this work? How do we get to that point?
How do they get to that point, Internet?
Benkuhms is gonna spend a plot point to make it so that Felice pulls out a hacky sack and Benkuhms says, "What is that?"
Oh, this is a traditional pastime of my people. Not a lot to do underground sometimes.
What's the point? Seems to be small.
It's not really any point. It's just to pass the time when waiting for others to do whatever they have to do. I'm not actually that good at it, and I like make a dexterity check and fail.
Thunk.
Yeah. Would you like to try? You try to keep it off the ground with only your feet, and maybe your head.
Sure. I attempt to kind of kick it up into the air a couple times, maybe like bounce it, I don't know, dropping it on my knee or something.
Mm-hmm. I was actually hoping to, I don't know
Here, wait.
how much everyone's really interested in me wandering on my own, but considering how many people there are here, I figured I might be able to go off and explore a bit.
You know what happens when you say that too is I'm so bad at hacky sacking that I just kick it to like the
off into the
room.
dark.
Say, okay, yeah, well, we've got to go get your hacky hack. Let's go.
Nice. All right, you guys are heading to the north side then? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm going to add hacky sack to my character sheet because it's there now.
Well,
it's now canon.
You can if you find it again. He kicked it really hard. Go
You're
ahead
right.
and do a
I'll write
perception
hacky
check.
sack number
Lost.
0.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I can probably find
There's Schmurfneblin invention of hacky sack.
Yeah, it's going to be called something else. I'll
hack.
figure it out. I have language analogs for all of the languages that I know. So
Absolutely.
I'll find out what. I guess hacky sack probably doesn't translate well, does it? Foot bag.
Squishy
no, that's
rock.
That's gonna be something wrong.
Squishy rock sock.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are heading up to the north. Go ahead and make a perception check for me if you haven't already.
I would love to.
Benkuhms as well.
Sure.
I got a nat 1.
There it is.
We're gonna be here for days.
Yeah.
15.
All right, so Benkuhm, you spot it, but Felice walks right past it and keeps going up the hallway, just looking in all the corners and down at the floor.
How lit is this area?
This area is actually darker than most of the rest. It's a fair, there's a flickering light coming from these 2 stairwells.
Okay.
I cannot see it, but I was wondering if
they really do. They roll a lot of nat ones. Do you guys hear the chat? You probably don't.
No.
No?
Not
I
right
gotta
now,
fix that. Hold on.
TTS?
Let me fix it.
TTY? I was wondering if I could maybe use a firebolt cantrip that I have in the Hidden Lord's sword to kind of make it a torch, more or less, if possible. Just kind of holding the bolt rather than exposing the bolt for light purposes for me.
That's kind of awesome. I can't hear you anymore, Todd.
Go ahead and make Benkuhm, go ahead and make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Also, what does this look like? You pull out this sword, I assume.
Yeah, this massive 2-handed sword comes off of his back. And Benkuhm, what's it look like?
I think as soon as we kicked the hacky sack really far, I knew it was just a bad excuse to go find something to fight, I guess. And so I pull my sword out pretty much immediately. Felice would see me running, pulling my sword out, and I'd be like, "Oh, it's pretty dark. Hidden Lord,
the sword says, Hold on, let me get the voice thing going. You have the powers of fire. So you concentrate, and
Benkuhms says, "Okay," but I think the HL clearly understands that Benkuhms doesn't understand what he meant by having the powers of fire, because he's not really good at that stuff.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll Arcana with disadvantage, please. I don't see it on the chat yet, so.
That was a 5. So.
A 5. So you're like, all right. Just for fun, because it was disadvantage, I'm going to take the higher roll as your attack roll. And Felice, does a 17 hit you?
Whoa.
This is the first time I've had an attack levied at me, other than being in wild shape, since I have equipped, that sounds so weird to say, Better than Tukota, and so my AC is 15 to hit steadily.
All right, so as you come around the corner, Benkuhm's you can see fire flicker up the etchings in the blade, and you can see it build towards the edge of the point, and you just raise it up, and you hold it, and at that moment, Felice comes around the corner, and you look at her, and that look direct where the where the fire goes, and it just blasts her in the chest. Go ahead and roll your damage.
11.
This is a firebolt, right?
This is a firebolt.
firebolt.
So if you're resistant to fire.
That's 2 damage.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, good. Hit him. Or her.
Ah, what?
Oh no, indeed, Bertez.
What the?
You're just out of sight of the rest of the room, and this burst of fire hits you in the chest, Felice.
Jesus Christ.
I'm still not entirely sure where you got that sword. I don't recall you having it when we first met.
Hey, we're not here to talk about the sword, okay? We're here to just ignore responsibility.
Or sword and savior.
My sword and savior, the HL, is really cool, okay?
All right, fair enough. Well, I actually would like to see if there's anything growing around here or something useful for components and such.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can do that.
And you still want your hacky. Your sacky.
I do also want my hacky, but I cannot seem to find it. It's probably gone forever. I'll make a new one.
Here. I found it, Felice. I think I found it, right?
By what? Yeah, you totally did.
You rolled well. I didn't hear
Yeah.
you say you picked
Sorry,
it up. I
it-
assume...
You
Yeah, I don't know.
did find it. I don't know if you picked it up or just left it. It's literally behind her right there.
I give Felice her hacky sack back and I say, hey, this isn't a hacky sack anymore. This is a sack of friendship.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna kick whatever asses you're fighting whenever their ass is trying to fight you.
It is always good to have someone like that around. It's not something I prefer to do myself, personally.
I think that I will like you.
Nice. All right, so you guys are.
Can I make a history check about this? This has been mentioned a few times, and I haven't asked for information.
Sure.
But I am racking my brain.
Yeah, you can try. It'll be fair. I'm not gonna lie, it's fairly obscure, but you can
would it be
you
history
can
or would
most
it
definitely
be
try.
Arcana or what would it be? Or religion? Sounds kind of religious.
Honestly, it just slightly varies what the DC is, so it's
Can
up
I
to
roll
you.
all of them to get 3 chances?
No, you can pick one.
Well, if one is the best DC, I'll just roll that one, because I would consult all these different things, right?
You would, if they're all the same modifier, then just roll.
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
they're
pick.
the same
You
modifier.
just tell me which one, and it might adjust the flavor.
Okay, I'm gonna take the
flavor.
religion. Religion sounds interesting.
All right. You're like, well, he's speaking very religiously, and with your
He is
16,
speaking
you're like,
religiously.
he doesn't sound like he's talking about an established religion. The Hidden Lord. Well, there was, probably about 70 years ago, there was somebody called the Whispered One, who was the secret, the god of, tried to ascend as the god of secrets. Very few
So
people
secrets
actually
and hidden
say
is the
his
only
name
connection I
aloud.
can get in?
His name was Vecna, and he was stopped from becoming an actual deity. But Hidden Lord is not the same as Secrets, but it
Right,
might
yeah.
be.
Okay, I'll just file that away.
Yeah, the other thing that kind of comes to mind is, yeah, you don't think it's an established religion. It might be some kind of weird patron. Because everybody and their dog is a warlock now.
Hey, what can you do? Well,
What?
first thing I think to do is go back and take a look at that woman we saw before. I don't know if you actually took a look at her. Let me show you.
Sure. So Felice, you take him around and down. There's nothing to be frightened of. The hallways are clear. You're still traveling somewhat carefully, and you take him down into this tomb of the unknown hero. And Felice, you pad down the stairs, and the warm presence of calm and peace washes over you and it really just takes away all that. It's almost like an air conditioner noise that's finally silent. The presence of hell fades away, and for a few minutes you experience calm and warmth, but not the it's almost a nice cooling sensation compared to the air of hell. Benkuhm, when you walk down the stairs, can you do Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, Grimdor. Howdy! 6 months, dude. That's awesome. Thanks so much for subbing.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Yelfen. We got you up on the mods. Yelfen's been with us so long. We got to give him some power. So thanks very much, Grimdor, for watching and everybody. So, Benkuhm, go ahead and roll a wisdom check, wisdom save as you enter the room.
Okay. 12.
Okay, so as you set foot at the bottom of the stairs, it just feels like your foot and then your leg, and as you walk into this tomb, the sword starts to heat up in your hands, and there's this blinding flash of pain, this intense pain, all up and down your arms. Nice. I like that that emote there, Grimdor. Thanks. I don't know if you guys on there are hearing these chats, so I appreciate you.
No.
I'll read them out until we do. So yeah, you have this blinding flash of intense pain. You're not actually taking HP, but any attack rolls or anything like that is at disadvantage. And in your head, you hear the voice of the hidden lord. No. And you don't understand Infernal, do you?
Nah, I understand giant.
Giant and common, so you don't know what it's saying. It's speaking in Infernal intentionally. Normally telepathic, it can speak to you and you get it. It's just cussing out in Infernal, and you are very uncomfortable in this presence.
Okay. Can Benkuhm determine where this origin of discomfort is coming from? And is in on maybe the source of it?
Sure. You notice this very plain, almost as if this plainly dressed woman lying on a raised platform in a position of honor in this room. It's a tomb dedicated to this person on this platform. She's got a great sword by her side that looks incredibly plain, no adornment at all. And you can just sense that in this body's presence, you are very uncomfortable, or at least the sword is, and by
me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your great sword's axe. the sword, I mean.
Honestly, not a bad.
I'm gonna spend a plot point. That's the hidden lord's axe. It's trapped in that sword.
Grab the
All right.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot like, I don't know if your steel is hotter or harder right now, but my steel is kind of harder.
Yeah, and I think we get the shot, right? Like from your perspective, you're like you hear this like infernal screaming in your head, and like the camera like is doing that like wobbly pan because it's like from your vision, and we're seeing that Felice is just like kind of talking, but like you can't make out what she's saying. It's like all muffled and
just chatting about the
sound is balanced, right? It's
oh,
like,
and I saw this. If you look at this motif up here, it tells the story.
Right? Yeah.
And Benkuhm,
and
it's
then you
almost
say
like your
that.
sword is doesn't want to enter the space. It's just dragging. You can force it into the room, but it's resisting your walking. It's resisting as you pull it through. It's like trying to pull it out of really thick mud.
I'm gonna keep walking into this chamber.
All right, so you press on through, and it's difficult, but you do make it. It's fine. And this thrumming in your ears, this sound, almost like static, just pounding away on the inside of your head.
Yeah, and I reply something like, "Oh, I don't know if that should carry anything like the middle." What are you talking about? Are you having some sort of a resurrection? You look
He's sweating. He's shaking a little bit.
I don't.
You see, it is odd, right? Like, I can't see any real magical thing I can pin down, but there must be something going on here. I thought I might scour her for components. And I pull out a knife and I start to cut her hair off.
Okay. Go ahead and make... I'm going to say that's an Arcana check. You're gathering components.
Oh, nice wisdom check. I didn't notice that. Arcana.
Oh no, we're desecrating a tomb.
I was gonna take a little hair. It's fine. 21.
Nice. All right, so you pull out a little knife and you go up to do that, and there's a moment, a flash, just as like you in your mind's eye, as you cut a little piece of hair off. Just almost like a flashbulb going off, but incredibly bright yellow instead of that whitish color, and then that's it. You've now got the little bit of hair, a little lock of hair, in your hand. That's it.
Great. And yeah, I don't really personally, as a player, had any other good ideas of things I could harvest from a body without like actually butchering it. If anyone else has a suggestion that Felice might have thought of, I'd be willing to take that.
The holy nail clippings of Antioch.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that might be like, you hear about like ogre strength potions are made out of nail clippings usually, right? So like maybe. If anyone has anything other that's interesting.
I don't think I can think of anything else other than those two. Clipping.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll see if I can like get some nail. Not like clippings, obviously, because I'm just using a knife. But I'll like try
just
and
pare a little bit of a nail off.
I'm not trying to like pop her fingernails off.
No, actually,
Although...
she's lying with the sword holding the hilt across her body like this. You go to unravel the hand, and it's just.
I have to open her hand.
Bertez suggests a finger. You go to move her finger to get access to a nail, and it will not move. Go ahead and make a strength check if you'd like, Felice.
Yeah, let us check her feet instead first.
They have boots on. You go down and try to pull a boot off. Go ahead and make a strength check. Sorry, Benkuhms, did you say
much
something?
better about making a strength check about this.
I think Benkuhms responds to her going to like pry and says, "Don't do that, Felice." Like an X, like an overprotective X.
Right. Do you like? That's when I went for the hands. Do you do anything when I say, "Oh, how about the boots"?
I think that he failed to say anything up until your strength check.
Okay. Because I'm switching to boots. I'm not taking off the. I always do this thing where my brain only looks at where the check marks are, and of course, strength is not checked. Also, you said strength check, so that's not even. It's not like it's athletics, it's strength anyway.
Yeah, it's just straight up strength.
Stat. Boop. What'd I get? 3.
3.
They're really well-oiled boots. It pops right off.
You bend down to pull and you brace yourself. You're like, okay, the hand wouldn't move.
Bend down. How high is this?
Oh yeah, that's right. You reach up to get this boot and you go to pull and whoop, comes right off in your hand, no problem.
Wow.
And you're just holding this boot and you see this foot there. You know.
Great. Socks? No socks?
No socks.
What's the deal here?
No socks.
Great. Let's start clipping some toenails.
Okay, so you go to carve and the blade it's almost as if you're trying to cut a stone. The blade is just scratching along the surface.
You know, I had a theory a while ago, and I'm like working at this. I guess it's up here. That these might not even be dead. It might be something more like feigned death.
Little
but these
Grey
are
Robber,
quite
indeed,
protected in that situation. So it might be something like that.
It could be.
How much magic can I do and still like get full rest and get my spells back and stuff?
I mean, if you've got prepared spell slots or anything, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna try and dispel magic.
Sure, go for it.
Now, dispel magic is kind of weird because it's like I think you end in effect that you choose. So it's like I'd be targeting an effect that I'm guessing is there, I guess.
Target Saint's foot.
Well, I will spend a slot. I have I'm gonna use a 5th level because I don't plan on using any more spells tonight, and I have 1 left. My intent is that whatever is protecting it, if that is like a feign death spell that's making it resistant, then that's that.
So go ahead
Otherwise,
and make an
something
Arcana.
else that's like making her like out of stone or something. Yeah.
Go ahead and make an Arcana skill check.
Okay. That's not 1.
You guys are nat 1 monkeys. Like, that's all you roll, isn't it? Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I feel like that's my brand.
So you go to dispel, and at the very last second, that's just as Benkuhm says, "You shouldn't." It's almost like your words are slurring. You're like, "You shouldn't do that." And and Benkuhm, all you hear in your head is the voice has switched back to common, which you can understand, and it's speaking to you. The sword is saying, "You must desecrate this body. You must destroy any presence of such a holy thing." And as the dispel magic spell goes off, and the sword slips from your fingers as though it's covered in grease, slams, clatters against the ground. And
was that the only thing in the area? I guess I got nat 1, so fair enough. Yeah,
no, you basically did what he did to you, which was the spell went off and he says, "You shouldn't do that." And you're like, "And go!" Oh! And you blasted him with the spell magic. His sword clatters to his head, to the ground in front of him. Benkuhm, your head stops buzzing. You take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You are yourself.
Oh my god.
For the first time in ages. Sorry, your voice cut out.
There's no words in my There's no words in my head. Oh my god. I'm me.
Yeah, and like during that, I am like actually chattering, so there's kind of words in your head, at least in the shot, right? Like
Absolutely.
in the balance of the shot, there's just me being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me get your sword for you," and I'm like trying to pick it up because I'm closer to the ground, and I'm like,
Benkuhm.
I'm like angling it basically so that the hilt goes up and I stay at the bottom here, and I'm sort of.
You're passing it to him.
By the blade,
Benkuhm,
basically.
does a 21 hit your AC?
It does.
Okay. Both sets of chains on your hands lash out at you. One of them misses just as you flinch away. The other one wraps around your neck and begins choking you out.
What the fuck? Yeah, they added their attack rolls together. That's wild. No one does that.
That's awesome.
You immediately take 8 bludgeoning damage. And they have you grappled.
I am so sorry, Bella and Gordon, this is going on so long.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Sorry, Felice, you picked up the sword, right?
I have like effectively levered it by the blade so that the handle or hilt or whatever is nearer to Benkuhm as a way of
kind of
passing
nudge
it
it
to
towards him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I probably is like picking it up, right? But it is like that's the intent. Yeah.
Benkuhm,
I'm not picking it up by the hilt or anything.
your eyes
handle.
are bulging. It's not doing well, actually, you're not raging, so it is doing full damage to you. And I don't know how hurt you were. I think you were a little banged up from the last one. You're now wrestling with your very own devil's chains, and this sense of exhaustion washes over you. You have effectively... go ahead and roll a d6 for me, actually.
This is it for me, man. This is it for me. Too, man.
Hey, thanks for following, Steamy John. Well... All right, so I'll answer your question in just 1 second there, Steamy John. Thanks very much for the follow, by the way. So
Don't let Todd fool you. The evil characters are his.
Yes. No, but Benkuhm has made a deal with multiple devils, basically. So you currently are at two levels of exhaustion. Just wash over you from all of your hijinks before. That's actually pretty generous.
Is 6 levels dead?
6 levels is dead.
So you just actually made a save or die roll. We got an actual save or die roll in 5th edition. We did it.
I thought that my mistake, but when we did the Hidden Lord, he had healed me.
Yes, but he is no longer bound with you right now.
Oh, of course. So then now I'm at 2 points of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just seeing
I'm
what
just saying you rolled a
did get
d6. If you roll a 6, you would have died.
Yeah. It's kind of like he did something, but that a lot of that exhaustion came washing back over you.
Yeah, I wanted a 6.
All right, so you are at disadvantage on all attack rolls, half speed, and all that jazz.
It probably doesn't take too long for me to notice that he's being choked out by his own chains. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Felice, you see what's going on very clearly.
Right, so I'm like, lift up the blade and I lever it towards him, and then I was like, ah! Oh no, what's going on?
Benkuhms.
Darmida! Ah! I think Benkuhms, if he came to his senses, he would be screaming Darmida's name.
Absolutely, you hear him calling out in this choked manner.
I'm being choked out by my own destiny! Darmida!
All right, go ahead and make...
useless.
I'm going to count that as an action to be trying to undo the grapple, so go ahead and make an athletics check.
All right, I'm going to...
You are at disadvantage because of exhaustion, I think. Is it 2 levels?
Yeah. It's disadvantage on ability checks and speed is halved. If it was 3 levels, he'd be disadvantage at attack rolls as well.
Okay, so this is an ability check, so disadvantage, please.
Like to rage as my bonus action.
You got it. You just... Your pupils like super dilate, and your tats just kind of flash with this pulse of red.
25.
Damn. The chains, almost as if it was like a pet dog that was like an untamed feral beast that's just barely under your control, and you just pull it back, and you almost hear like that kind of thing. You've shown it who's boss, and you hold it up, and it's still writhing, but it's not on you anymore. You are ungrappled, and you can breathe again.
Oh my.
Quick question, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Am I no longer cursed by the greatsword?
I was wondering if you're going to ask that. Technically, you need remove curse to...
Okay, but I am no forced to hold it within my grasp.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how I'm hand-waving this house rule.
And I haven't touched it.
You haven't touched it. Yeah.
Felice picked it up? Or I am...
Felice has kicked it towards you.
I picked it up by the blade, and then I dropped it in surprise as I saw you being choked.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure. Thank you.
But yeah, if you want to do anything with me while I was touching it, go for it, right?
I think, I don't know. I don't want to temporarily tame the devil's chains anymore.
I mean, you've got them back away from you, and they don't see... You've kind of shown them like a swift kick to a semi-feral dog. You've shown it who's boss.
So they're under my control?
You can test it to
That's
see if you like.
That,
Nah. I think, I take my bag off my back.
Sure.
And I pull out...
The chains are still attached into your flesh, right around your elbows, by the way. They're burrowed in and anchored on.
Okay. All right. Well,
that deal was done.
I don't know. I leave the blade, the greatsword. I don't want to get cursed.
What about the new one?
The new one.
There's a blade next to the body.
The woman?
Yeah. There's a greatsword there.
She's holding it, right? Or is she not?
She is holding it.
Yeah.
Okay, I reach for the greatsword. Is that? I reach for her great.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
I'm still raging.
Sure. Advantage. Yeah, advantage. It's an ability check.
Rage. You pull these off.
So
you
it's a straight roll.
forward.
Straight roll. Yeah. Straight roll. Oh God. I don't even know.
You don't have to do this.
Ooh, nice. You pull, and the hands begrudgingly, it leaves her hands, and you're now holding this other one. Go ahead and roll a wisdom save for me, please.
God, I gotta stop. I thought this was healing me or something. 20?
20. You're holding this, and...
Gotta stop grabbing cursed objects.
Silence. A sense of somewhat calm. Your chains retract and back around your wrists.
Oh, that's gonna take a while.
Okay.
So I'm just laughing at chat.
Yeah. So now my chains have fallen off?
Absolutely. Thank you, Steamy John. Yes, and Darcy's beard is serious, legit. My beard is, nothing. I'm gonna. But yeah, that was good. I don't know if I don't know if you saw that, Trent, but it was about Benkuhms. It was pretty darn funny.
Yeah, I was reading
It's
along.
like the Pee Wee Herman. All right. So anyway, your chains as you hold this other greatsword, waiting for what happens. Nothing. Except the volume of the hissing and then the speaking in the back of your head fades away. It's still there, but it's much quieter. You heft the blade. You're still a little clumsy and a little bit wobbly in this particular room, but nothing happens beyond that.
So now I can take off the devil's chains?
No, they're still attached. They're still on you. But
so could I leave the other greatsword that cursed me in the arms of his lover?
Sure. You bend down and you pick it up.
Oh, it's something between me and I don't. Oh,
or do you want to? What do you want to do? You go to bend down and you pick up, and your hand freezes a few inches away from the blade.
Yeah, Felice, do you have some sort of? Maybe we should leave this sword in its place. They seem to have sexual tension.
I'm not entirely sure what just happened. Are you feeling okay?
I think I had sex with the sword. I don't know.
This might be enough for tonight. Maybe we should go back. Do you want me to bring your sword, or leave it here?
I don't know. I'm gonna walk back to where are we?
So you're down in this little tomb area, a few steps raised.
He's asking. He's asking.
Right now you're in
character.
In oh okay, sorry.
Yeah, I know, but Benkuhms just is like, let's go back to Gordon and Bella.
Yes.
Sure.
You do not remember, or
I don't know what else to do.
Let us go talk to them. Maybe. And like, Felice is looking at you like, I'm not just gonna be 100% assume that you don't remember what's going on or anything, but I'm gonna be like, this is a little off. We'll see. We'll take it one step at a time.
Absolutely.
Pardon?
I think Benkuhms just says, I think I need to rest. I think I need to sleep.
That seems like a good idea. Yes.
2 points.
I'll take you back, and we'll leave there.
Okay.
With apparently the sword.
Sure. Yeah, you've got the great. And
I guess I left her boot off because I never said I put it back.
It's still in your hand.
Well, I'm not carrying the boot.
Okay, you dropped the boot at the edge
because I pulled it off and then went to cut the toenails, so I wasn't holding the boot.
It just wouldn't shave. But so you
I was planning on putting it back and then never did. Yeah.
Yeah. So Benkuhms, you leave the tomb of the unknown hero, a great sword in your hands. You're left behind on the floor, almost just simmering in a little bit of smoke rising off of this wickedly notched great sword that you got from the fallen evil paladin Austrian, smoking on the floor of the unknown hero. You leave the tomb. Take a deep breath, and you feel so tired. All right, so you guys make your way back. Darmida, Fenris approaches at some point. What do you want to say?
Both saw what happened back there, Darmida.
You're talking about him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard what I heard. He's definitely under the sway of an entity.
I agree. I've been with him a long time. That's not him.
I was somewhat interested in trying to find this commander, partly because of this helm of Pelor sight and the vision that we experienced. You and I both know that we need to find the weakness of the Eye of Pelor, the sword, which could be buried in this fortress down somewhere in around here.
His name,
which we can potentially find out from the old man.
I've been trying.
I know, but there's some progress, so perhaps some more. And then finally the eye, or the sight, the eyes. So maybe this helm of Pelor sight can lead us there, or is it?
That's what I was thinking when I heard her talking about it. But I don't know, that seems too easy, but I still think we should try.
I'm definitely convinced now that we should do this, because as I look around, we need to find a way to break this curse. And from what I know, best bet would be a cleric or a paladin of some power who can do this.
I'm just concerned to bring him with us. He's not in a good place right now.
And if we don't, perhaps it'll consume him and he kills everyone here.
True.
So, let's get our rest. Let's embark on this mission tomorrow and keep him with us. And see, once we find this commander or find a magic user of divine faith, to gain their aid to break this curse.
Do you feel comfortable? I mean, after all, the faith is really Pelor, so do you think we could trust them?
Not entirely, no.
You glance
but
over
I don't
and
see much
Farah
of a choice.
Pulling out, flipping through her tome just across the way. Someone comes up and asks her a question, and she answers it. You can see her sitting over near the holy water fountain, just flipping through her codex.
Is she listening to us?
No, she's across the room. If she is, she would have superhuman. That tome you saw last game. Tome of the Creed.
I think that most of the people here were played for fools and unwittingly bound themselves to a contract. I think the Eye of Pelor is the one responsible. So maybe people will come around. But you're right, I don't really trust anyone from Pelor right now.
Especially anybody in a position of higher power. I mean, he didn't rise to his power without people helping him. And more than just blind followers. So I think we should be very careful.
Right. And if the time comes to it, you and I are going to have to, depending on how Benkuhms or the entity controlling him reacts, we may have to hold him. And if that's the case, get the sword away from him, just in case. So just be prepared if that happens.
I will do what I have to do. I feel like he's my responsibility to take care of, so even though he'd see it differently, but I'll do what I have to do, even if that means.
Right. Well, perhaps let's hope it doesn't come to that, but yeah.
Stop it, Trent.
At this point, unless anyone else has anything they want to do, the others, Felice and Benkuhms, walk back in. Benkuhms kind of sits down in a corner and gets ready for sleep. Felice a little bit further away. Archibald is kind of goes over and settles down all within sight of you guys. But, you know, everybody's kind of split apart a bit here. There's a bit of room to spread out, and you can choose what you want to do for the rest of the evening or take a long rest.
I'll take first watch.
Sure.
I don't take any watch. I go to bed.
Yeah.
I think that's an idea.
Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
you not go up to Darmida?
Sure.
I don't. I just go to bed.
Okay, cool.
Go to bed over there. I lean against the wall, and I fall asleep next to the tomb. Technically.
The commoners. Oh, that's true. Yeah. The commoners giving most of you a pretty wide berth, as much as is possible in this busy area. It's hard to sleep knowing where you are and how uncomfortable this place is. But eventually sleep takes you, and the watches pass.
Actually, just when they came in, did I notice him carrying the sword?
He's carrying a sword. What's your passive perception?
16.
He's carrying a different blade.
Okay.
It's a great sword, but it's not as twitchy and edged. Doesn't have these wicked edges on it and notches.
Yeah. So before bedding down, I'm not going to go up to Benkuhms because it looks like he's just going to sit down and pass out. I go up to Felice and I say, Felice, you saw what happened back there, and where did you go? And did you go with Benkuhms somewhere?
Well, yes. I was hoping to find this and that, something that might be useful for potions in the future or something. I'm always looking for something like that, you know. In fact, I was hoping to spend a little bit longer out there. I wanted to see if I could detect any plants that would be usable that were growing in the dungeon, but we sort of had to come back a little early. Benkuhms was surprisingly exhausted, and I think his chains tried to strangle him. I'm not entirely sure if I saw what I saw.
And I don't see the sword on him. There's another sword.
Yes, I believe that he dropped it. He didn't want to bring it with us, so... It's still back there if you want to see it.
Where did he drop it?
Oh, let me tell you.
All right.
I still have energy.
Yeah, you do. Felice and Fenris make their way to the tomb of the unknown hero.
And another hour later.
No, it won't be another hour.
It's a quick walk. You walk in, and that sensation of peace washes over you.
Nice. I wasn't sure if that went away.
No, still in
walk
that presence.
in. I don't know if you saw her before, but she's missing a boot now and isn't holding a sword.
Yeah,
and has a lock of hair cut off.
And yet, you probably don't notice the hair with your passive perception, but you just see this very plain, very unadorned, very respectfully buried body laying there. Time has not touched it. It's hard to tell how long it's been here. And
I was hoping to
very
determine what is magically going on with her. It must be some sort of powerful magic keeping her body like that. Probably quite useful in potion making.
Do I see the sword anywhere?
You see the sword of the Hidden Lord, for lack of a better thing. You see this Benkuhms twisted, barbed sword, the sword that was wielded by the man, the paladin, who ordered the murder of your family. It's laying there on the ground. A slight smoke curling off of it. Actually, at this point, the smoke has faded. It's just sitting there.
Felice, this is dangerous. It is cursed. It is cursed Benkuhms. Do you understand that?
It does not seem correct. A cursed item normally you cannot drop. Isn't that not normal?
How did he drop it? What happened here? Was it something to do with this alcove with this?
I suppose that is a good point. There might be some sort of curse, what's the word? Nullification going on. I would believe that. I could not pin down the magic. But he did not want to bring it back with us, and I do not want to carry that.
It
Too
looks
heavy
heavy.
for me. Yes.
Can I do like an Arcana check on the body of the alcove? Since I
Sure.
actually did not go in the alcove before.
No, this is your first time in the alcove. Go ahead. Make an Arcana check. Also, your video is frozen, by the way.
Is it?
Yep.
Really?
For me.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. It's frozen for me.
Okay. 23.
Wow. You have a calm sense. You've never been in a church. It's been far too dangerous for you and your family to ever go into one. But you get a sensation that whatever the source of this magic is, there's no runes, there's no flicker of an aura, there's no circles drawn anywhere that would indicate this doesn't look like arcane magic. If anything, it looks like the source is almost miraculous.
And do I sense that it's doing anything to the sword? Like, am I able to kind of decipher that maybe having the sword here is helping with kind of separating with Benkuhm?
You bend down and try to get a look at the sword, not touching it.
I won't touch
You're
it, though.
training, yeah.
Yeah.
But you take a closer look at it. There's a jewel in the hilt. There's etchings and carvings. If you look at the sword a certain way, it almost looks as if there's this embossed face. 2 jewels, kind of a pronounced mouth. It's only from one particular angle. Another angle, it would just look like arcanic runes running up and down the blade. With your Arcana check, you do see that there is a sense. You catch a few of the runes. You think back to the campfires sitting around, your mother teaching you. You're trained in Arcana, right?
Yes, I am.
So you remember your mother teaching you about the arcane runes, and you flash back to that for a second. You hear her saying, and this one is for abjuration. This is what you would do to protect yourself, to lock a door. To unlock a door. And so you recognize at least some of the runic symbols are along the lines of an abjuration kind of protection magic, or a locking kind of magic. But besides that, there's no indication of movement from the sword. There's no indication of magic. It is now just lying there inert.
Is there any place in this alcove where I could hide the sword?
Yeah. I mean, you could kind of tuck it in behind, off to one side of the actual the raised dais where the body's lying on. If you could even kind of somewhat tuck it in beside, and maybe get the blade in behind. There's a bit of a slight gap behind it.
Okay. Since I already know I'm going to sleep, I'm going to cast telekinesis.
Oh, the whole room just shudders for a second with this sensation of just the air itself becoming part of your will. And
I'm going to, levitate the sword and tuck it in so that mainly, like, people can't find it unless they know specifically to search it for it here.
The blade arcs gracefully through the air and slips just in behind with an ever so faint just in behind this tomb.
Okay.
And for the briefest of seconds, you hear audibly
deal with you later. And I turn around, Felice, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but onward.
And I'm going to head back to the resting spot.
All right.
And yeah.
All right. So you guys bed down and get a long rest. And with that, we're going to take our first break for the night. Seems like a good place. Thanks, everybody. Internet, stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes. I think we're just going to take like maybe 5 or 10 quick. In the gamer terms, I'm going to take a quick little bio break. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks so much for the subs and the follows. And we are SideQuests Live. All right, guys. Have a nice break. We'll be back. I got to find the break screen. I really need a button for that. Buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, time is not my forte. Anyway, take your time. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Deep beneath the catacombs, you awaken. You have had a long rest. You are feeling refreshed. Your hit points are rejuvenated. The day is yours.
I immediately sit down, cross-legged, close my eyes, and start to concentrate on the nature of hell.
Your senses pick up the signs of life. It is a different kind of place, being in hell. And actually, you're in Elturel, technically. But the influence of hell is seeping into the bones. People are bickering who would normally probably not be bickering. They're being a little more on edge all around you. The sensation of life and the struggle for survival is...
I feel these rocks that are from the Primateria. I feel the roots in the earth that are still here, dripping into this landmass.
And you're floating above the river Styx, ever so slowly being ratcheted down. But even beyond that, though, there's a sensation of... It's a kind of living that's on edge. It's the kind of living that is very instinctual. It's very reptile brain, but there's a real sense to carry on and to struggle against all odds, against even death itself, at any cost.
There's actually this amazingly poignant moment where it's like I am in a rock, I am in earth, floating in the air, surrounded by fire, above water.
Above this,
it is
red,
like all of
viscous.
the elements that I'm touching on all of them as I concentrate.
And I wouldn't say it's
senses.
Comfortable, but it is.
I'm comforted by my own faith, right?
Yeah, it's when you focus on it from an elemental point of view. This place has so much potential. By the way, when you cast out your senses and you look around, you also find clusters of mushrooms, edible molds, edible moss. Go ahead and roll a survival check for me, with advantage. I'm going to assume that you did that thing you mentioned on break, and
sure, if I can do that. Do you want me to mark up a spell slot? I wouldn't.
No, it's okay. You did it before you fell
preparing
asleep.
spells.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Crap. What do you want? Nature? Survival? Yeah. What was it?
Survival.
Okay, I can do survival. Basically, all of my stuff have the same.
11.
Levels. It's only 11. Yeah.
So you get enough for about 5 people.
Cool. And then I'd pull my vision outward. We zoom out, and I start to look at the plane as a whole, and try and map pathways between this plane and the other planes, tying it to how would I go from here to the Feywild? How would I go from here to an elemental plane? And I map out these little tiny connections of magical energy that you couldn't actually walk, but I might be able to channel through.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spend, I think, about 11 minutes. I don't remember.
Sure.
And one of the things I'm preparing is conjure like Fae. So
nice. All right.
So I'm going to see how that works.
Absolutely.
But I have a few other things I'm preparing as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So
do I think I would be able to actually like hone in on these like mushrooms and stuff?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna say you did your noticing the night before, but were too busy and tired to go and pick. But you're like, oh, I made note of where it was, and you just go over and pick it up, and you can easily harvest it. And everyone else gets ready for the day. Benkuhms, you awaken. I'm not sure if you're. You awaken and you feel rested. You feel calm and a burning sensation of anger that is your bread and butter. And you woke up and you reach over and you grab the hilt of your sword and you lift it up. The jagged edges, the smiling face. Where's the other one? In your head you hear a calm, hideous voice. Let's go. We've got so much to do. When I make a deal, I keep it. And so will you.
Awesome.
Whoa. Shit. Don't. No, man, I keep getting my ass whooped by these devils. I feel like I'm as a player, I am confused in a good way because like I don't know how to deal with this. But as Benkuhms, I don't think he understands a single thing that is happening to him. Like, as a guy who's never been cursed, I don't think he's having an easy time. But I think instead of being loud about it like he was last session, I think he's going to be quiet about it. Like,
you do have a large sheath you can put it in, stolen from Ostrin.
So I could put this sword in there. And is it just a normal greatsword?
No, you've got the sword of the Hidden Lord. You went to sleep with the greatsword that you took from the unknown hero, and when you woke up, it was gone, and in its place.
Oh.
So, what would you guys like to do today? The day is yours.
All right, I'm going to go up to Farah, and I'm going to say, I've considered your request.
Yes.
And I accept.
Thank you.
We'll find this commander and bring her back.
Thank you. May the blessings of Good luck.
I'll use in front of her the disguise hat to make my golden eyes dark.
Sure.
Dark brown.
Yeah.
And I'll just say that though I expect from her and any other paladins or clerics of Pelor that we rescue a boon, a favor, at the very least.
I am just an acolyte, but I'll try. My word is good with these. They know me. I think we would owe you that. At least, these people do.
All right, I'll look at the others like Darmida, Felice, and Benkuhms. Do I notice the sword?
Got a great sword. He went to bed with one. It's in a sheath.
Oh, it's in a sheath.
It's in a sheath on his back. You can do a perception check if you like.
I would. I'm very leery. Like, is it the same? Like, did he go to bed? Like, because I hit the other one. All right.
I assume that no one who was on watch saw him like get up in the middle of the night, right?
No.
22.
22. At first glance, you're like, okay, he still has a greatsword, but yeah,
Okay.
that's Ostrin's blade on his back.
All right. I'll just kind of glance over at Armida. Just a little subtle nod, and I'll call everyone together.
Yeah.
I
believe you guys are going to the Grand Cemetery. Is that the decision?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have that conversation if you want, but if you're all in agreement, we can jump
I
ahead.
think let's jump ahead. Yeah,
Alright.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. So the plan is to head back out into the wilds of Elturel, cross part of the city, about the same distance that you went, but you don't have to cross that bridge. And I don't know if I can show this to you, the map to you very easily. Leave the High Hall, make your way through a little park area and over to the far end of the city, far edge of the west of the city, to the Grand Cemetery.
I'm assuming on the way, Archie's coming with us. And
Yep.
okay, him and I will be doing our kind of thing where we look, scout ahead, make sure everything's good.
Yeah, absolutely. In a way, you guys can see the map now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In a way, it's kind of a relief to be traveling without an entourage of refugees. It's just your band, and you're actually able to travel significantly faster and quieter.
Ooh.
Sorry,
What was that from?
Benkuhm, your mic cut out.
Elk totem. We can travel twice as fast as a group.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Sure.
So you definitely cover the ground really quite quickly. Are you working for speed? Are you working for quiet? What do you want?
Well, I mean, what do we see when we first come out? Like, we just look at the skies. Like, literally, we were going back up through the way we came in, right?
Yeah, you
back
head
that
back
entry
out.
where last time we were there was like spine devils and stuff. Or there were imps only, but like theoretically.
You make your way out into the High Hall itself. You open that secret chamber, exit through the hand, and the temple is quiet and calm. Everything appears to be where you left it. That altar that you're standing at, just quietly radiating a sense of peace and calm. On your way through, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with Archie glances in that curtain that only Fenris had taken a peek into that little kind of the high altar archive. He looks in there and shudders and closes the curtain. He turns around and is just like, right, I don't recommend we go in there. It's a desecrated altar of Pelor, and otherwise it's actually eerily quiet. You can hear the background thrum of demonic and devilish forces engaged in a never-ending battle, just probably like 500 feet away. The echoing and shouting. Actually, it's a little more than that. It's more like a good click down below. But otherwise, there's an eerie sense of calm and quiet as you make your way back out of the temple, out of the cathedral, out into the courtyard, up to the gates, which are still closed. I'm assuming Benkuhm, being the strongest, will probably ratchet up the portcullis a little, letting the rest of you out, and then jumping back down, and you're on the street. Can I get you to either make an athletics check to see how fast you cover this ground, or a stealth check? Your choice.
Yeah, I assume we talk about that, like what our plan is. I don't think I'm really weighing in. Probably there was like a little moment in the morning where we actually discussed what we're going to do and what our game plan was, and Felice was either preparing spells or trying to find mushrooms during that time.
Sure.
So you three talk.
Sure. I think to be to be candid, we would probably at least start off trying to go stealthy, considering what we've been encountering, and we would only revert to speed if we're noticing no devilish forces are patrolling the streets.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you control of this token just in case you want to do anything weird, but generally, you guys will just be that direwolf. And, oh, you have a direwolf already. And so you guys make your way between houses quite quickly and quietly. At one point, you get to a dried up riverbed. The water is there's a few puddles of water underneath, but all the rest of it is evaporated in the heat. It's incredibly hot under this roiling, darkened sky. It's not night, it's not day. It's as if a fire in the distance was lighting everything around you. You cross through a quiet little, what would have once been a beautiful park, and head on to kind of a more wealthy area of town. The houses getting more elaborate. Archibald, who grew up in this area, is pretty handy here, and Benkuhms is able to just pick the fastest way across any barriers, and you make excellent time, even though you're being rather quiet. You make your way around. You only come upon one burst of flame up through, bursting up from underneath the hole in the ground, just burning away and then flickering and dying down, then a little burst. Above you, probably about 500 feet in the air, this ball of black, almost with crescent little crisscrosses of almost marble-esque etchings of light swirling inside the companion, which is hovering over the city, these chains of lightning arcing out, striking the massive iron, essentially hooks that have been driven into the edges of the city. You can actually see them over the walls in the distance whenever you have a clear sight of the wall. And the chains, just massive change, ratcheting part of the city. At one point, the whole landscape tilts as one of the chains actually gets a little bit further ahead of the others, and you all kind of stumble in a couple bricks, and one of the building facades collapses a little bit in front of you. But you, Benkuhms holds out a hand, and everybody stops in time, and Darmida is able to quiet you guys down at just the right moment as you come upon the grand cemetery, and you see this shambling, this gate ahead of you, and it's ripped open by some force, and inside you see 3 or 4 shambling undead zombies mindlessly just walking amongst the tombstones.
How much of the cemetery can we see? Like, what is our vantage on it?
Well, you're at the southern gate there, and you can see the rolling hills. There is a large, and there's a gateway where they would, like, mausoleum entryway.
Yeah, so it's not super flat. We can't just, like,
no, you can't see the whole place.
The curvature? Okay.
Yeah, basically wherever there are paths is more or less flat, and these hills rise up and then come back down again, wherever you see them. And in some of them, there's obvious evidence of freshly uncovered graves that, probably once weren't so uncovered. Other than that, and the zombies, with your general, between you and Darmida and Archibald, you're able to be quiet at the right times and just keep your distance. And none of the shambling undead seem to take any notice of you yet. There's only about 3 or 4 that you see as you enter. Cut back for a second to Farah, who turned to Fenris as you're going, and kind of pats him on the arm and says, "The commander said she was going into the central mausoleum. Some of the older, more elaborate crypts in the center."
What's her name?
That's Farah. Before you left.
No, like Farah. Like I asked her. Like I would probably ask her, like, what's the commander's name?
Commander Pederson.
Pederson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I would, flash forward. I'll motion to the group to say, towards the central mausoleum.
Yeah.
That's where she was supposed to go.
There's smoke rising from it, and as you approach, it's been burned around it, but the building is still standing. All right. So there's a 10-foot high brass fence that once surrounded Elturel's cemetery. Sorry, a little bit of flashback. It's fallen in numerous places, a wide open gate allowing access to the grounds. It's been torn from its hinges. Several humanoid body parts adorn the spikes atop the fence posts. Some of the parts wriggle and writhe as if undead, twitching in concert with the lightning flashes of the companion orb above. Cracked gravestones and crumbling monuments are scattered across the cemetery grounds, whose center is occupied by a chapel dedicated to several different deities. The Everlight, Pelor, Helm, Ayun. That once holy structure now glows, not with fire, but a fetid purple radiance.
Can you say that in a different way? The structure is purple now?
It's as though it's got this radiance of flames around it and just ever flickering, but it's got a glow to it, an unnatural purple necromantic kind of coloring to it.
Cool. Okay. I feel like before we get there, there's like a moment where police says something like, "I wonder why there are bodies walking around. That doesn't seem particularly infernal to me. What do you think?" This is like, and everyone's like, "Shush with me," or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And I guess we get there.
Okay.
And we see this. And I pull out this cool necromantic rock and I see if it reacts in any way.
It does. It actually pulses almost in time with the necromantic pulse of the temple ahead of you. This one is not the same as the High Hall. The hellish landscape hasn't twisted these sculptures into mockeries. If anything, there's a different power here. Twisted and darkened, but not the same kind of hellish. Felice, you do notice there are a few regular plants are starting to wither and wilt in the heat, but there are some living plants growing amongst this. The grass is starting to turn kind of a brownish color, lack of light, but there are some shrubbery. Sorry.
Undead plants.
No, they're actually they're just dying from lack of sun.
Right.
They've been here for a couple of weeks now.
Couple weeks? I don't know. I don't remember how long it's been. Okay, cool.
All right.
That all makes sense to me.
You guys approach the central cemetery, and anything else?
I'll go first.
Okay. Yeah, let's get a marching order.
Demeter, do you want to go first?
I'm happy to go first.
I'll go.
All right. So as you
interesting question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What's the lighting like? Like it's there's a storm above and there's fire around us, but there's no sun. Like you
there
just
is
said,
no
right?
sun.
Like, how is
It's as if the clouds are obscuring a forest fire that's raging far away. That kind
and it's
of
just bright enough that it
considered
feels like
dim
daylight
light.
though.
It's considered
daylight. It is
dim light.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
I don't know if Darmita's fully invisible, or is there only darkness?
Darkness only.
Darkness, yeah.
Darkness.
So
Okay.
I'm guessing when we go in the mausoleum, I'll
Probably fade from view, absolutely. Gloom stalkers. All right, so as you go in, you do notice the several graves dug up, leaving pits of the earth. A number of stone mausoleums stand vacant, their doors hanging open. You approach the central chapel. As you come around the corner of along the path, you look up and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hulking beings standing around in front of this mausoleum. What was your stealth was 22 for Darmida.
Yep.
Can I get everybody else to just do a quick stealth check for me? Benkuhms, stealth 20.
Where is my sheet? Dang it. Did I get a 1? No, I got a 4.
Not quite.
Almost. Definitely on brand for Felice.
Okay. Although, if it's a rocky terrain, it has 6 instead.
No, unfortunately not. You are above ground in a beautiful but broken cemetery.
Look at all these rocks around us.
Ooh, there's some granite and some... Ooh, I think that might be sapphire.
I do want to have that moment where I'm like, you always have to read the gravestones. There's always something funny. Here lies Dave. If not, called the Undertaker. That seems reasonable. Anyway.
I'm probably second last in the marching order, I think.
Absolutely. As you get up to this chapel, as you're approaching, you hear this guttural argument going ahead. I'm a little fuzzy on what language it is. Just one second as I find it. Just for fun, I suspect Benkuhm, your ears perk up.
It's a giant? Yay!
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It is not giant. Do any of you speak Abyssal?
Yep.
Darmida and Fenris. And Felice, or no?
No, I went to point and I pointed the wrong way, so I pointed again.
Oh, okay. You hear an abyssal conversation carrying on in these extremely low voices ahead. He said, wait. We wait. But I'm bored. We'll go knock over another one. And a few seconds later you hear thump, thump, and you can feel more than hear the trampling of heavy footfalls slamming forward. And in the dim light you see something move ahead of you. And one of the mausoleums, which stands a good 10, or one of the monuments that stands a good 10, 12 feet tall, had a beautiful embossed angel on it. It comes smash. You hear this thundering crack as something really heavy hits this, and the stone shatters and falls and crumples to the ground. And you hear a chorus of laughter. You pick out... they're not trying to be quiet. You pick out at least 5 guttural voices all grunting, and those of you who speak Abyssal, you hear them be like, good one, nice one, good one, Tony. You know, Abyssal for Tony. It sounds more like... Doesn't translate well. You get a little bit closer, and you can see just on the edge, just in front and around this entryway to this chapel, you see 5 minotaurs.
Nice. Large,
massive bull heads, rippling muscles. Very, very, they appear to be standing guard. And
how are we approaching? Because everyone's very stealthy except for Felice. So, like, are we, like, going from, like, little shadow to shadow, and I'm just, like, walking through the middle of the street, or what's going on?
Yeah, you're exactly. I love it. Everyone else is, like, ducking behind stones and ducking behind this, that, and the other thing. You guys are like, hey. Oh, I can you see the whole map? I'm just
probably
curious.
Like, I haven't zoomed out. I'm not sure. So it's all black for me right now, but that's because I might have not zoomed out yet.
Okay, well that's probably for the best because I didn't want.
It's all black for me, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's all
I
black.
wanted fog of war and not dynamic lighting because there we go.
Yo, Finn.
So Felice probably has like drifted to
Stealth
the back
is overrated.
of the group, basically, because she's like getting distracted by little things and going looking at something and like, oh, look at this grass and da-da. And it's like this sort of, you know, quieter chatter than usual because she knows she's not supposed to be too loud, but she's still not silent. And she's sort of like losing pace with the rest of the group. And then every once in a while, it's like, oh, and like hustles for a little bit, and then does that again. So yeah, it's this like intermittent like, look at this, look at this, look at this, then like sprint for a few seconds, and then look at this, look at that.
Absolutely. So up ahead of you, you see the chapel, which is a large building meant for commemorating the dead, and in front of it, these congregated minotaurs, just kind of spread out.
Oh,
at the
look at
front.
those minotaurs.
Demonic minotaurs.
I describe them.
You guys were approaching from the south, so you will be down here, down to the south end somewhere. So if you want to place yourselves, go for it. And they do not appear to have noticed you. There's a kind of a raised up porch made out of stone with pillars, incredibly intricately carved pillars. In fact, Felice, you're mostly distracted by that for a few seconds. The rest of the building does wrap around, and there are windows, and
I see. We've like just gone past the corner, and that's why we've been able to see them. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Todd,
Yeah.
can you throw my token up there?
Oh, sure. Sorry, I forgot. Do you not?
I
have
don't
access?
have. No.
Oh. I really
We
should
never
changed
over character from the old.
That's what happened. Okay. Yeah, I'll absolutely drop that in. Just 1 second while we sort out our map.
Thank you.
And Benkuhms,
Alright.
you've got yours? Yeah, you do. We'll have to get that sorted out, and I'll make that controllable by you. Okay, all yours.
Okay.
Benkuhms just walks around the corner.
I dropped it. I can't say for sure where Benkuhms is.
Oh, okay. Does he have control of it, or should I?
Sure.
I mean, I'm stealthing, but I would be second because that's the marching order.
Okay. And Archibald's kind of hanging towards the back. You guys could try to get in around a different way as well if you want to. There were large stained glass windows. It's a beautiful place, but it's all raised up a little bit on the outside. So.
Oh, there's like windows on the side we're like approaching from.
Yeah, there are.
Ooh, can I know anything? Sorry, it's.
Unfortunately, you're too short. They're actually quite high. There is a small.
You can see him at an angle, but okay. Maybe not. Maybe there's like a ledge to it, and I can't see up.
Armida.
Yeah.
Can I boost you to this ledge?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want you in the in the way.
In the way of what?
Well, if they charge, at least they have to run upstairs to charge you and like 3 pillars, but they're definitely going to charge me if we end up getting into a fight.
Yep, absolutely. It does appear they're guarding the main entrance. You can try to slip around them if you like, or you can go through them.
Yeah, that's stealth. Can we get those? Can you check?
I think at this point, her plan is to not engage them if possible. So I'm going to go ahead and cast 2nd level, pass without a trace.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
If you would have preferred to request it from police, you could, but I think that's totally fine as well.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to assume Dermida calls people over before doing this.
Of course.
Okay, so
like I gathered around. It's only the core group of us, and we're pretty, I would think, accomplished at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spend most of the city like this.
All right, so you all have pass without a trace on, so you can.
Are you drawing hoof prints on the map?
I'm drawing like monuments and gravestones and that kind of thing. That's how you managed to get this far without being spotted by those minotaurs.
Nice.
So go ahead and make a stealth check. And which way would you like to go? Are you going to try and get, I guess, around to the left?
Actually, I'm gonna let Benkuhm put me up on the ledge.
Absolutely.
Oh, are we sneaking now? Okay.
As you say that, it's almost like the shadows themselves muffle your face like a scarf, and it's like, "Are we speaking? Are we sneaking?" The voice not echoing quite as loud.
And will that allow them to stay more central to the group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. All right,
that way that they have the benefits.
So, the city's descent into Avernus has taken its toll on this once beautiful chapel. Nearly all the stained glass windows along the outside walls have been smashed. The doors hang open. No sign of other creatures around the building can be seen except the 5 minotaurs. You could, as you go up onto the front porch, you see these carved pillars resembling the heroes of Elturel's past decorate this white marble patio leading to the main chapel. Dark mahogany doors stand ajar, and the remains of the patio's windows have spread shattered glass. That's hard to say. Shattered stained glass are everywhere. I don't think any of you give a shit about history. Actually, Archibald knows a little bit about this, and you hear him muttering, like, calling out the names of... he's like, right. Yes, all the heroes are here. Agatha, Zarkov, Bertra, Yevena. We had to learn this shit in grade school.
I'll make a history check.
Sure.
I got 26 on that 20.
Oh, damn.
I very much care about history.
You very much do. You actually
I've lived through a bunch of it. Ha ha ha. I don't know how old places I have decided, but it's probably like at least 100.
You definitely recognize these carved pillars as these heroes, some of them of divine nature, but some of them not so much. I mean, there is Agathar Zorkel of Pelor, Bertra Zomes, Yevna Druin, Cesar Sivik, Lurin, Duphusser, Rennick the Bloody, Lavelle de Nu, Van Lancer, Eagle Talon. Heroes of other times. You do, as you study the pillars, you can see these pillars can be lit up with radiant energy if you speak its name as an action within range.
Do I know what that means? I mean, that's not really a history anyway, would it be? That would just be being like, they're cool, and that's like a separate thing, kind of?
Well, you recognize...
I mean, if I do,
you recognize that, and you can... As you think of these, and as Archibald mutters these, you see little flashes as they kind of... He's a little out of range to actually activate them, but you suddenly get this idea like, ooh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Okay. I probably don't know the context of exactly what it is, if it's like blasts of radiant power, or if it's just like, it's light.
That's up to you. Well,
yeah.
Not really. It's up to me. Ha ha ha. Or the internet. Don't forget internet. We do take... Yeah, stealth is overrated, Yafen. And sorry, that's probably an old chat. I do like to read them out, though. All right, so... Okay. So, where do you want to go? Up north and in, sneaking amongst the pillars, sneak in a glass window that's broken, sneak around the back. Pardon me? What do you want?
I think it's broken.
I think we would want to actually sneak in through like I don't know if like Dormita is trying to ferry us through a glass window, but if the windows are broken, like enough so that like we could just make our way through, like we don't have to break the glass, I think we'd rather just do that.
Sure. Window?
Yeah, we could go through a window.
I would kind of look through that window to see what I could see.
Sure, absolutely. You peek inside and you see yet more some undead shambling around a little bit. As you peek in that window, you see several more minotaurs standing about, but they're not... As you get a closer look at these minotaurs, the ones out front seemed shambling around and half rotten now that you get a better look at them. The ones inside are in a much more advanced state of decay. While their movements and language gives the semblance of life, these are reanimated. You're looking at several, and I mean several. In all, I think you do a quick count, the 5 outside, 4 more inside. These massive minotaur skeletons. The ones inside are in much worse shape and are just kind of standing there and then occasionally like rattling. Sorry,
do I see any sign of the people, the party or the group that we were looking for?
Do a perception check for me. Is it not working for you?
Not.
Oh,
Not a,
that's only a 3. So you...
well, technically, but yeah.
You don't get a great look at them as they're busy. You can see the flickering undead green glow of their eyes kind of scanning about the room. And before you get a better look at the area, you do notice one of them start shambling over towards just this direction, not beelining towards you, but you quickly have to duck back. You glance back at Fenris and give him the old... And you look over Fenris's shoulder, and the statue of, well, you don't know their names, probably, but one of the statues, it's facing this way. It was a beautiful woman, powerful, dressed in armor, very beautiful statue, and you see this face pulse out near her neck, just behind Fenris.
Sorry, does Darmida see it and I see it, or is it Darmida that sees this?
Darmida sees it. It is directly behind you.
Okay.
I'm just kind of indicate to him to look behind him.
Okay. You turn around and you see this... hold on, what is that? I think that's a specter. Yeah.
It's the specter art.
Yep.
I know that much.
You see a specter push out of this pillar and begin to reach towards... let me roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Archibald. As he's just up on the ledge too, and he's reaching a hand down to help Benkuhm up, and this specter steps up behind him and starts making a move to attack him. Darmida spotted it just prior to the attack. What do you want to do, Darmida?
Fuck. I didn't want to get, because we're gonna draw attention now. I'm going to... Oh, I guess...
What is that? Chateau?
Now that you know where to look, you see another one step from the pillar. This is not the same kind of thing. This is a shadow.
Okay.
However, it is quite very, very dim light, even considered dark. So it does not see you, but it sees Fenris and begins moving a bit towards him. Let's just roll initiative, shall we, folks?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as I have a
This-
chance to react, I'm gonna do a thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do the thing.
Let's roll initiative.
Full hunter's mark
Sure.
on the first one, not the second one that I saw.
Absolutely.
Can you bring up turn order tracker?
I wish I knew how.
Oh,
It's like the bottom button on the toolbar at the side. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I will then...
I don't know if there's a way of dragging my initiative in or anything.
Where
I
was
don't think
yours?
so.
Oh, way up there.
Mine's 2. Mine's a 2. I rolled an at 1. Who's keeping track?
Oh, I should write this
7.
down. Turn tracker, I didn't have it up in time, so do you want to, well...
I still think you can manually add people. If you can't, I'll like re-roll and you can manually change mine. I know that's a thing.
What you can do is click on the icon, right-click it, my mistake, and then click Add Turn. Yeah, so right-click Fenris, and then it'll say Add Turn.
Oh, okay.
On the token?
On their token, yeah.
Oh, I
Not the-
see, I see. Add turn. There we go. Ooh, you don't have great decks.
No,
Or
I
do
don't.
I have to manually set that? Oh, it's 2.
You do, but I did.
Okay, cool. And add turn.
I didn't roll for Archie. I can do that. If I roll with Archie's tokens, you're going to add them twice or not?
I don't know.
Do you know? I am asking specifically, Trent.
I'm still learning Roll20. This is all new to me, folks.
All right, Archie.
The question, sorry.
All right. Yeah, cool. It automatically populated. Great.
Cool. All right, top of the order. Bella Bella, followed by Benkuhms.
You're going to have to hit the button to resort it, yeah.
Okay.
Here you go. Or no, that's not it.
Things, you can go to Ascension and Descension, or Ascending, Descending.
Yeah.
I don't know why it has you up front, but anyway. Can I drag people? Yes, I can. I'll just fix it.
Oh, did I like mess something up? It thinks that I have like a 20 or something.
No, it's all good. There you go. All right.
Okay.
Top of the order. Bella. What do you want to do? You see two. You Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
It is. The shadows coalesce around it. Its gloom is coming.
Oh, God. All right. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to shoot the one I Hunter's Mark.
Absolutely.
And it is my...
It is your first attack, so you get your assassinate or whatever it is.
So 23.
That hits.
Um,
The semi-corporeal body does
Yeah.
have purchase in this plane, and as such, you can shoot it with arrows.
so I'm also going to just roll my... So the first hit's 12.
Okay.
Second hit, I'm hoping that I can take care of it. 24.
That hits.
That hits.
So that's 20 plus 24.
24
Is it
total, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your arrows, the first one takes it in the chest. The second one takes it clean through the head. The arrows have stuck in, and the whole thing just pulses slightly and then shudders. It's a magical weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it does take full damage. It shudders for a second and collapses, and the last thing that happens is it's just reaching out for Archibald as the hands just drag down. He turns around and is like, "Oh, get it off!"
All right, and then I'll bonus action move the Hunter's Mark to the shadow
Absolutely.
and take my third.
Oh, you technically spent your bonus action putting it on.
I thought I did it the...
Oh, that's true. You were like, you whispered your quiet little... Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
You
Okay.
get to react first.
That-
Yeah.
yeah.
because you said I saw them first.
Yeah, you did.
So, third strike. Man, my third one's always been really bad, but
14
14?
hits.
Ooh.
Oh,
Or
okay.
very close
So-
to max damage. Oh no, it was max damage.
Make sure you roll your extra D8 dread
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
third attack.
So plus my D8. Thank you. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
That's a heavy hit. Nice. 22 damage. Hold on, I'm gonna check my stat block here, but I think that does it. Where's this? Oh yeah. You being a Gloomstalker Ranger and one with the darkness, you just fire an arrow through it, and with a very almost imperceptible burst of like smoke around its form, it just evaporates back into the shadows from whence it came. All
very quietly.
It was pretty quiet.
Where nothing else around heard?
You glance over towards the hulking minotaurs. Hold on one sec.
So Pass Without Trace has fallen.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
But I believe Bella had a 34 with it.
Yeah, so it'd be 24 without. So, but you do break stealth to attack. However, she's a little ways away, and they were distracted, stomping on a broken stone angel, and they do not appear to have noticed. All right. What do you want to do? Benkuhms, you just hear whoosh, 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 the muffled arrow shots.
That sounds pretty normal to me. I just climb up casually.
Sure. You take Archie's hand. He helps pull you the rest of the way up. You almost pull him over. But you let him pretend to be a man for a minute.
Nice.
You look over at Darmida as she's notching yet her another arrow, just ready to go. You get a very faint flicker for a second. Benkuhms, hypothetical, if you see a threat, what do you do?
Benkuhms.
First instinct.
Would defend myself.
It's not against you. It's against your good friend. Well, friend. Well, she's okay.
Damn it, she's okay. Oh man.
Nonetheless, what would you do?
If I see it coming towards somebody right now, I would call out the threat, because that just seems rational to me.
Hold on a sec. Rational, huh? Let's go with a wisdom save, just for fun.
I figured you'd say that. I don't.
That's a 4. Shred, destroy, kill. Before you know it, you get a free rage, good sir. You don't even have to spend your bonus action for it. The sword pulses, and you instinctively charge. Bella, Benkuhms lurches towards you, draws this hulking blade, and starts to swing downwards. Benkuhms, go ahead and roll a d20.
Can I make an attack of opportunity against Benkuhms?
You can, but hold on one
Okay,
sec. Let me
I'd like
see.
to make a grapple check so that he can't move into that square.
All right, let's see.
I grab his leg and it doesn't work, but it'll be funny.
It would, yeah. The little gnome goes, yeah, along with, she's like, hold on. How was your, and that was your attack roll with your bonus? So I said d20, but yeah, what's your attack bonus with the sword?
If I have to run away, then the grapple. Is that the joke? Is that a joke I missed?
No.
No, I'm doing it. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, that's acrobatics. My athletics is a +0, so it's the same but +0.
Okay, what's your what would your
15.
athletics be on that original 11 roll, Benkuhms?
That was the math that I did. I thought I was being.
Oh, 18? Okay, cool. So yeah, you beat it, although the gnome is slowing you down a little bit. But you're just dragging her along. Now roll an attack, a melee attack.
With which weapon?
I would do this with whispers, but the microphone mechanics of that are kind of annoying, so I'm not going to do it yet.
I'm striking with the Lord, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, guys. I have to do
Slay that which needs to be slain, that refuses to be slain.
Reckless weapon master, because the sword.
Yeah.
Yep, totally. Oh, where are you going, Benkuhms? You're all gone.
Uh-oh.
Got this, sorry. So reckless would give me advantage, and then great weapon master.
Yep.
Would be -5, yeah.
That is all appropriately mathed out. So that's 15 to hit Darmida.
Well, actually, here's the thing. You weren't swinging at Darmida.
Oh. Cool.
You bash into her with your shoulder as you swing towards. You get a 15. The AC is 14. What she hadn't seen is the large minotaur rising up in the window behind her. As you pulse down, your elbow hits her shoulder, knocking her just out of the way as your blade finds purchase in the minotaur. Roll damage.
23 points of slashing damage.
Nice hit. All right, the last little bit of the window pane just crinkles and shatters a little bit as your blade just swings around and just thwacks the thing on the shoulder really soundly. 23 damage. It takes it. It's still standing, but it took a lot of damage.
Extra attack?
Yeah.
You're still cool, man.
I just wanted to build that tension. Yeah, that's a crit. Nice. Roll them dice.
Hey, you ready? I think I've done it all perfectly, so this should hopefully turn out well.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Nice.
Well, 25 that time.
25 damage on the second swing. Oh, that one you chip off you actually sever off one of its horns and clatters to the ground inside the room. A little bit muffled from the outside as you're swinging through your heavy blade. It's a good thing it's a double wide window because you're able to swing this thing. And do you get another attack on a crit, or is that it?
He does, yeah.
Nice.
Because you gave me the free action rage, I do get another attack.
Do it.
Yeah.
So, do you get 2d6 on a crit? Because it looks like you...
Yeah.
you only rolled one in extra
Oh,
d6.
Yeah, roll that.
The extra d6 is the brutal critical, but if you look at the 21, it actually has everything.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Nice.
Or at least if I've done it reliably, but I will definitely check because I would love to fix that.
Yeah, because usually the crit doesn't roll unless you... Like, that second thing is for the crit.
Crush your enemies. Feed upon them. Slaughter them. Destroy. Your blade is singing death.
You saying +3.
Sorry about that. I will go for bonus action. Master. 11. So
Okay, this time you raise it up and it thunk into the window frame above and wedges.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Yeah, all right. Next up, Archibald. Archie's like, all right then. Anybody want to control Archie, or should I just NPC him?
You feel free. I'd probably have him do nothing if it were me.
Archie slinks over to the side and scoots down off of the railing here and works his way along stealthily to about here, and like readies his sunblade, but uses this other rapier that he found somewhere in the crypt below, and peeks around and looks at those large minotaurs over there, and he will attack them if they start to come. That's his turn.
Cool.
Fenris.
Okay. Did they notice us?
You glance over at them. At this point, with Benkuhms swinging away and growling and in his rage, yes, they have noticed. And they've started turning. All these front three have started turning and moving just a little bit this way. I know I'm moving them on their turn, on your turn, but you get the idea. They definitely have noticed.
Okay, and they are definitely undead.
They are definitely undead.
All right. fireball.
Nice. I knew it was coming. I knew it. I clustered them up for you even.
Well, yeah. I haven't been able to really use it down here.
Everything's immune to fire in hell.
Yeah, no.
Not these guys.
These guys are.
Nope. Go for
Persons
it.
can't re-prepare spells, so you're stuck with it.
Yeah, that's okay. So
Fireball. It's like magic missile. The magic missile.
Roll dexterity saving throw.
All right,
DC 17.
And are you able to get all of them?
Yeah, it's a 20-foot.
Oh yeah, they're all right there, aren't they? All right.
So just in the center of them clustering, and
what's the DC again?
17. Dexterity.
Yeah, that sucks for most of them. I think only one of them saved. Oh no.
Yelvin.
Yep.
Said.
Only one saved.
Dust
okay.
off.
So they're
Nuke
not
it from
very
orbit.
dexterous.
Nice. Nuke it, dust off, nuke it from orbit. Absolutely, Yoven. The fireball explodes. I don't have the graphic anymore. I can reprogram it later, but the fireball explodes and the whole area is just illuminated. The shadows flicker and you can see these normally hidden, very sneaky little bastards hiding amongst the pillars. In the flickering firelight. Let me just turn them on so you can see them.
Ooh, more of them.
They're not hit by the fireball, but the flickering light makes you realize that these pillars are casting a dual kind of shadow, which is why you can see those things now.
Okay.
Right.
I am going to.
Oh, how much damage was that? Sorry, 27?
Yes, except that I'm going to use Empower.
All right. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So I'm going to reroll the. I'm going to reroll the 2 1s, the 2 3s, and one of the 4s. Why not? So 5d6. So I'm going to keep the 6, the 5, and a 4.
All right.
Oh, crap. So 6 and a 5 and a 4, 10, 15, 31. A little bit better.
A little better. And they take it. Only one of them took half damage.
Right. So 31 damage.
They shudder forward, and their massive hulking bodies do take it and just keep on coming. All right.
And with my movement, I am going to back away.
Why?
Why?
You press between the pillar of the heroic woman and the once beautiful chapel and move a little back. All right, coming up next, we have Felice.
Hello. Do I know how close I need to be to activate these statues? Pillars, whatever they are?
Yeah, you actually remember. You're like,
I
read about this.
This one?
You have to be within about 10 feet.
Ooh. Okay, let's see if I can have the movement for that. Does it take an action?
I think it's just when you speak their names.
I would think so. Let's see. So I can move.
So speaking is a free action.
That's what I was thinking. 10 feet. How are you gonna? They're on the points. How do you want to adjudicate that? I guess it's irrelevant. I run up and I try and get in range, and I will speak the name of.
Yep, that's fine.
Whichever one that one is. It's like over 10 feet technically because they're on a point and they walk kind of grid and it's different. But I can move a little bit further because I don't think I have anything else I want to do with my actual action. But if I don't have to spend my action to dash, I'll dodge or something.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, you know what? I'll call it as close enough.
Actually, I'll use my action to dash to close that distance and then also retreat.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you dash forward, say the names, and list them off.
I'm just saying the one in the middle.
Oh, just the one in the middle, not the other one next to you?
I'm assuming that it's a bigger thing than just only the one person, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Well, you have to name each one. So that one is Bertazoms.
Bertazoms!
And this pulses with light. The undead right next to it shudders. It's the shadow right there. And hold on, I need to remember what it does. Ew. Okay. If it when it first turns on, or if it spends a turn there, starts its action there, it takes some radiant damage as that pillar begins to illuminate with this pulsing radiant light.
And I probably can't tell like what the AoE of that is, because that's not something you can really gauge in the half a turn.
No, but
so
it
I just
definitely
pull back immediately. Yeah.
Okay, and you're just turning on the one, or you want to activate the other ones you passed?
I'm just turning on the one, right?
Okay.
Like if I could look at it and go, oh, it did this much, I will then also do this thing. But I don't think that's right.
It shudders and takes damage from the light hissing and tries to move away and shudder backwards, but it's not its turn quite yet. So it definitely does damage in that radius.
Right. And my assumption is that the radius would be like, no, it's not the right tool.
Probably about 10 feet.
Relatively huge, but you're saying it's not, and that's fine, but I wouldn't have the time to react that way, is what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. It actually does move. It's hard to tell.
I guess it'd be at least 15 feet would be my gut, and that's fine. Like there's no reason why I would know that even on a
it seems like well, you can see the other ones. None of the other ones reacted except this one shadow. Hissed and moved backwards. It was too close. This one right behind it, which is only 10 feet away, didn't react.
That is surprising, but it's the kind of thing that like waiting for a reaction takes longer than a turn, right? Like, yeah. I'm not doing that.
Okay. The game mechanics say that this one right here took damage. The other one did not. You can easily tell that it didn't take damage.
Did it take double damage?
It did
for
not.
Being a shadow?
Actually it would have. Yeah.
You should double check that. A lot of undead don't take radiant damage, but I think shadows do because they're literally darkness.
Yeah, no, it did. And yeah, no, you can tell I'm Canadian. Eh? Yeah, no means yes.
Okay, cool. That was my turn. Yeah.
No, yeah. All right. All right, that's your turn. Next up, the minotaurs go charging, 2 by 2. Hurrah, hurrah!
Oh, they're slow. They're level 2.
They, I think they can get right into. Yeah, they go running along the ground trying to get there. As one comes through, Archie lights them up and just unleashes with his sunblade. Somebody want to roll for him?
Sure. I have this macro set up. I will say, for the sake of me being terrible, that it's technically illegal that he can do this.
Well, he declared he was waiting.
Yeah, but one's a bonus action, one's a full action.
Yeah, that's true. He'll use just his regular rapier then.
Okay, I don't have the rapier set up. This is attack from stealth. Does he get sneak attack?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's a hit.
Cool. You might have to modify damage and stuff. Alright,
yeah.
So regular rapier is 1d8.
Yeah, so it was just the...
And then the 5d6 is also the stuff. So the only thing it wouldn't get is the magic, and it wouldn't be radiant. So it's just 2 less damage.
Oh, okay. Just 2 less damage? 25. Okay.
But it's also not magic, so, whatever. If it's not a sunblade. If you want to, you're at the wheel. You can give him some radiant damage if you want to.
No, that's okay. He just uses his regular rapier, and he just stabs it right up through the ribcage into the top of the skull, and the Minotaur pauses and is like, it's like having something stuck in the top of your roof of your mouth, and you're like, But the Minotaur's doing that because he just stuck his blade in there, and it sticks. It literally stays, and he loses it as the Minotaur keeps charging past.
Next turn's the real thing.
Yeah. The Minotaur keeps moving, and starts lining up. And hold on, I'm moving them as a group. They start clambering up, grabbing the pillars and trying to climb up. They can. They're gonna climb up onto this platform and get close. 2 of them are gonna take a swing at Archibald, who's revealed himself. Ooh, those will both hit. That's going to be 20 points.
19.
20 points of damage.
Take a look at the sheet.
Sorry, 20
He
and
has,
another 20 as he's like, hey, and these massive great axes. I would be surprised. They rolled a 17 and a 19.
Uncanny dodge.
He could uncanny dodge one of them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have his AC correct. What armor does he have?
That I don't know. I think
because I only have him at 14 AC, and 14 is all from his dex. So
no,
should
he should have
+2,
something.
I'd imagine?
Yeah, at least
Yeah,
I'd say it's probably a +3.
These aren't modified though, right? These dice here. So
no, there was a 17 and a 19.
It'll be
natural.
uncanny dodge instead. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they definitely hit. The lower one was a 23, so it hits.
Yeah. He couldn't parry anyway.
And he takes 20 damage from each of them slashing.
Okay, so
as they just
one of them
hack
gets
into
half,
him.
The other one doesn't.
Exactly.
Wait, again, is that a reaction, or is that just a thing you can always do?
It's a
He can
reaction.
just always.
So,
I thought he could always do it.
It's a reaction.
Usually you don't use your reaction, right? Yeah, so
Right.
he doesn't have it because he's ready to
Okay,
action.
so he takes all 40 damage as these things just slam into him. All right, another
that's my
one.
health. That's
Another
not what
one
I want
swings at Fenris. Oh, rolling a 5. It takes its giant, clumsy great axe and swings and tunks it right into the pillar in front of Fenris, totally missing. All right, the other two close up on one of them closes up on Benkuhm. Actually, they both kind of jockey for position, trying to close in on Benkuhm. Can't get there. Felice, you're pretty loud. I think it sees you and swings at you.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take a swing.
Okay, so an 8 plus 6. So that's 14.
Okay. Let's see
That's a
what
miss, I
happens
think.
here. It is, but this is the first time I've had my AC hit it would be hitting the armor
Right,
since I got better than Tukota.
that's true.
So my AC that would hit me without the mimic.
Right, so
describe
the
that.
great axe hits into the breastplate, and it goes to retract it, and it just drags you along with it. Now it's much bigger than you, and the breastplate is stuck to the great axe, and it just lifts you up as though to hit you again, and you're literally dangling, and it's just like what? Okay, that's that. All right, top of the order.
I'm like a Muppet being thrown back and forth across the screen.
Bella.
Okay. I'm going to kind of look at Benkuhm and
He's
like
smiling.
my allies and just be like, I'm sorry. And I am going to drop my form and use Necrotic Shroud.
I wonder if that'll work.
Your
I'm so
cloak
excited.
just goes off as your wings burst out from underneath it. The skeletal blackened wings,
Yeah.
and your face just shifts and changes with this beautiful celestial presence that's twisted and angry. You are an angel of death.
And everybody within 10 feet of me, it just says all within 10 feet. I'd like a call on that as the DM,
Yeah?
especially for somebody like Benkuhm who's seen me do this multiple times. I believe Fenris is. I think Fenris has. I don't know if Felice has.
Felice definitely hasn't. So
I
I will
definitely
say,
have, actually.
Oh.
I ran up to her in form and had to brave going through it so that she could give me a leg
that's
up
right.
when I was disabling the...
Would it affect them in the same way?
I would say they have advantage on no, not quite advantage. I'm gonna say
Okay.
it's not quite as beefy as advantage. I'm gonna say everybody gets a plus. I was gonna say plus
Advantage is
3.
an average of plus 3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do plus 3 on your wisdom save.
DC 13 charisma.
So for all of you who've seen it before, it's just DC 10.
Sure. Is it actually a wisdom save or is it a charisma
Oh, I'm sorry,
save?
charisma save. Charisma save. Benkuhm grits his teeth. How do you get through that, Benkuhm?
Well, I mean, with the powers of the Hidden Lord, Darmida is not really that scary, so... Whatever.
Oh,
Keep your eyes on me. Eyes on the prize. Slay them!
I have a 26.
Oh, dude.
I happen to be proficient in charisma saving throws as a sorcerer.
Would be.
No kidding. As you're just like, you feel good about the fact that she's now looking avenging angel. Speaking of which, I got 4 minotaurs to roll for. Oh, those are high rolls. 14, 12, 16, 15. How did you do, Felice? I didn't see your roll.
negatives.
I hope they have negatives. I hope they have worse charisma than I do.
Oh, that's a good point.
4.
They're actually -3 on their roll.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, none of them make...
I also rolled a nat 20, but that one doesn't count. I would argue that depending on the timing of this, no, this is stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's funny. If I'm up in the air, I'm 10 feet away.
Yeah, actually, you're kind of behind the Minotaur right now. As
On
he's
that
raised his...
backswing.
Yeah. So you see the wings pop out, and you're like, "Oh, neat!" And then he like swings you back down there, and you're like, "Oh, there's a chill up your spine." But I still want you to roll.
I did. It's a 4.
Oh, it's a 4. Oh, right. You're just like, "Oh, he's gonna drive me right." And she looks at you, her glowing white, merciless eyes, white eyes, black eyes.
Like, yeah.
What do you? Darmida, your visage when this happens.
Yeah. Basically, the gnarly, bony wings come out, and my kind of my face and hair just kind of get very almost translucent.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And go.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you look up at Fenris, all you see is like death. All right, you are frightened. You cannot move towards Darmida this round, other than riding a skeletal minotaur's axe.
Yeah.
Pinned to it by your
that's why it was
sticky
so
mimic.
bad.
Yeah.
That would be the most terrifying thing ever.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
So, have disadvantage on their attacks.
They do. All 3 of them failed. Oh no, one of them succeeded. I'm gonna say it's this one.
The 16, it's meat beat, so I guess it meets a 13.
Yeah, the one wielding Felice, the stuck gnome is not afraid. Everyone else is afraid of you. All right.
He's the -3.
He's
it's 13. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's 13.
yeah, meets beats. All right, so and you took it. It didn't. All right, that's your bonus action, or is that an action?
that is an action.
Okay. Do you want to do any bonus?
As a bonus action, I'm going to then move my hunter's mark to this one.
The one who wasn't affected by the fear.
I would know that he wasn't.
Yeah,
affected.
you know. Yeah, you know. And you do know that Felice is afeared.
Right.
All right.
So.
Yeah, everyone else is. I just haven't marked it up yet. All right. Do you want to move, or are you happy where you are?
Yeah, no, I'm staying where I'm at. I don't want the attack of opportunity. Thank you.
That's fair. All right, coming up next, Benkuhm.
Actually, advantage against me, so I will.
Sure. Where do you want to?
There's really not a lot of place to go here.
You can pass through
You can
Fenris's. Oh yeah, and you can fly. The roof of the place is a good 15 feet up.
Okay. Sorry, I have a dog that's crying to get up. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, that's an action. Or
Oh right.
Is it? I just give you movement.
boots, so I can't fly. I'll stay put.
Okay.
I'm good. That's
All
my turn.
right. Up next, Benkuhm. On deck, Archibald.
You said with the sword, if I use 2 of the 3 charges, I can cast Wall of Fire.
I believe that is a benefit of having the Sword of the Hidden Lord.
I think I'm just gonna see all of the enemies around me, and with intense anime burning eyes, camera swivels around me at a at a fast speed, and I just say, "Hidden Lord, burn my enemies." And wall
Gladly.
begin to jot out of the ground. I can make it 60.
Yeah, go ahead and make it nice and flamey looking.
So I'm gonna pretty much just go bam,
Oh, that's a shape. Hold on.
bam.
Oh, cool. I didn't know walls could do that.
There you go, bam.
Sorry, you're gonna. Oh, I gotta change its color. There we go. All right. So boom, boom, boom. Just parking it right in the center of all of them. They just flames burst from the ground, and the sword itself also has this pillar of fire sticking off the end of it as you hold it up in the air.
Yeah, and so one thing about the wall of fire is you choose which side to like offend with your heat, and I would like to turn the wall obviously away from us, because if I didn't,
Right,
it
you'd
would,
all be cooked.
we would cook. Everybody would take 5d8.
Yeah.
Unless they.
Yeah.
dex
So
it.
because you're parking it like basically where their rib cages start. All right. So go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, they need a dex save if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is a dex save, and as I understand it, I would assume my proficiency mod is just a DC 13, because I'm assuming this is wisdom.
Yeah, it's a magic item. Yeah.
So I'm just leaving it as whatever my best assumption
5,
is.
19, 16, 15, 16, but it's a dex save, which, oh, they're actually somewhat dexy, so it is straight roll.
Should I make the save?
Just in a minute. Right now you're on the inside. For now.
I mean, I'm wherever you want me.
You are just in front because that axe was moving forward at the time. You're like a foot away from, well, you're about 4 feet away from Dermita. 4 of them passed and 1 of them failed.
Awesome. Well, that's my turn. They take 13 points of fire damage, or
13 glorious points of fire damage, I think you mean.
Yes, glorious points. And yeah, a creature takes damage when it ends its turn there, not when it starts. So
all right.
I would assume also that because this is a HL item, this counts as attacking for rage.
I like when my party minimizes
All right.
my...
Yeah.
I mean, the rage was procced by them.
I got attacked, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
cool.
you're fine. You're fine. You were doing.
I didn't realize you took any
attack.
damage.
Oh, well, just all right. So let's keep on trucking. It is. Do you have anything else you want to do? Movement or bonus? I think you have.
No, there's nothing I can do. Nothing.
All right. Coming up next, Archibald. Archie's just like, whoa. Where the bloody hell did that come from? And he pulls his wig off, and he lights up his, and with his other hand he switches. Oh, he's now unarmed, so he switches hands, pulls the wig off. Now has the sunblade. You hear this as this radiant energy bursts from the hilt of this, and it becomes this very long. It's incredibly bright sunblade. He turns and. He's gonna, that changes his plan. He's going to, hold on a sec.
Just double and check how the thing works. I'm pretty sure you can get to a position where you can get like a duelist style sneak attack.
Yeah,
Where's
actually,
that one?
he's going to disengage from the big one that's wielding Felice.
That would take his action because he used his bonus action to light up the blade.
Oh, that's true.
You don't need advantage on the attack roll if you use your sneak attack against a creature if you are within 5 feet of it and no other creatures are within 5 feet of
So
you.
he doesn't need to disengage. He just needs to move right up to the edge of the wall right here, and then so he steps not into the wall, but just right up into that cozy corner where this creature is all by itself, and he's going to attack it. Go ahead and make your roll.
Yeah.
Doesn't have advantage, but he does get sneak attack.
No, he wouldn't, because there's another creature within 5 feet of him.
Yeah.
He should actually just stay put,
right.
right? He should stay put and hit the one that's near Felice, and he'll get sneak attack.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Am I threatening someone?
Yeah, the one that's wailing you around.
Yeah, sure. He'll do that against the one that is wielding you about. So go ahead and make your roll.
Excellent.
And he does have advantage, so he can get sneak attack too. And the light sword is on.
Sunblade is on. That is a natural 1. Because there's no advantage, is that correct?
He does have advantage, actually. I think, right?
Does he have advantage?
No, he doesn't have advantage.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Right.
No, he misses.
So he just misses. He goes to stab at this thing, and it knocks him with the elbow. Make him do a dex save, please.
Sure. Yeah, dex saves are good. That's my sheet again. I keep going to the wrong sheet. Dexterity.
Oh yeah, he's fine. It almost knocks the sunblade from his grasp, but he manages to miss it with one hand and then catch it with the other, and then kind of post up again. That's his turn. Fenris.
Right. The one right in front of me looks frightened, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Armida?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cast Fireball.
A close range fireball.
Well, I'm going to do it basically right here.
Okay.
Right, so it gets the bottom 3 row.
Yeah, and it would probably miss Archibald from there.
Yeah,
I'm going to get you to do... Yeah, okay. All right, so you send her off another blast. Bam! And the fireball bursts. Go ahead and roll your damage. I will roll for those 3 Minotaur. Oof, they all fail.
That would be another 29. You know what? I'm going to power it again. I'll empower the 2 twos.
You see the flames burst, and you're just as they open their mouths, and the green necrotic energy just evaporates out of them as their bones crackle, and literally some of them burst. This one in the middle bursts in the force of the flames. The second one over here stays around a little bit longer as the flames burn it, and it falls to its knees. The one right in front of you, its mouth opens and closes as it crumbles to its knees, and then the bones just fall apart. The axe still stuck in the hero pillar in front of you. After a few seconds, this one burns out too. All right. Any other movement? Bonus?
No, I'm good.
All right, you're still peeking around underneath this massive axe, which is wedged in the pillar. All right, Felice.
Yes. So I'm flying back and forth. And I guess I'm on the downswing right now because they haven't taken that attack yet, right?
Yep.
That's sort of the way this timing works. And I think I just start to scream out the names of these pillars people.
Oh, nice. All right. So you, between being hauled... Here's the thing. When you're moved a little forward, it activates the one that Fenris is huddled near. As you are pulled back through the wall of fire and begin your turn
under these people, right? These people are standing on pillars, is that right?
They're pretty close. Yeah, they're right next to you. So
they're not actually under them? Isn't there one where the skeleton's standing? Or the minotaur?
Oh, yeah, there is one there, actually. So... yeah, that one activates right next to you, and the one as you're pulled back and through the wall of fire, you're going to take damage from it. How much damage was that again? It wasn't that much.
5d8.
Oh no, it's just
13
the 13.
Was rolled.
Yeah, so 13 damage to you, Felice, as you're dragged through the wall
of fire. That's just auto hit. I don't get to dex save. I'll take it. I'm not going to argue with it. I think that seems reasonable.
I think it's just you start your turn there. Maybe.
No, I said your turn in it or when you pass through it.
Okay, so you can do a deck save, I guess. Try to take
Is it
half of it.
It is awkward because I am like
I'm gonna say deck
effectively
save
grappled,
with
even though I'm not.
disadvantage. Yeah,
Yeah.
deck save with disadvantage.
It's one of those funny things where like if I was grappled, it would not. This is the right sheet, right? Yeah. If I was grappled, it wouldn't give me a
So 13.
advantage technically. Yeah. That's super irrelevant.
Oh
Got a
yeah,
seven.
you rolled.
So 13 damage, or are you re-rolling
Yep,
the
13
damage?
damage. Yeah,
So that would be
you were with disadvantage on that because you were technically grappled.
Yeah, I think it's still. I mean, grapple doesn't normally give it to restraint does. I'm just.
Anyway,
Whatever.
you're being pinwheeled around by a mimic
Yeah,
which
no, I
is
think it's
stuck to
appropriate.
its act. You take 13 damage. It's not too much. But as you go back that way, you are within range to activate that pillar. Do me
How
one.
many can I activate?
You're just shouting names. It's free action. So those names are
Okay. Because there's 4 here, right? There's this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here. Is that correct? Or is there not one under this
There's
one?
not one underneath that other minotaur. I don't believe. I can move him for a
Can you
second.
check? Can you move them?
I'll move him. No, there's no pillar there.
Okay, there's not. Okay, great.
But
Okay,
there was
cool.
one right next to the.
So I want at least
Archibald.
these 2, but I'd also get this one if I can.
Yeah, which you do. That was why you took the damage. That was the
Great,
cost
love
of it. So you activate those. So you call out as you're being swung around. Caesar, Zevik, Dope, Rennick the Bloody. You're trying to remember which ones are which at this point.
Rennick!
But you got a crit on your history check, so I'm not going to make you roll for it now. Because you know who these
Awesome.
people are. So they
Thank
burst
you.
into light and do quite. They do some damage. Then not a ton, but some. 10.
You okay?
Just went mute here. So they're taking some damage. Also, the ones in front of the wall of fire start to burn up, and they. Yeah, actually, all the minotaurs between the radiant damage and the wall of fire damage. Boom. 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 Yeah, actually, that one's dead too. All the minotaurs crumble into dust. This specter is still here, but it's hissing and tries to move backwards. And this shadow on its turn moves around. This specter moves away from it and does not get an attack. You as you're dropped to the ground, you might get a shot off at it, but all right.
Yeah, how far do I fall?
you land on your feet. You're fine. As the minotaurs evaporate around you, that's that turn. All right, I do need to take a quick little break here. Just my kids are waking up, so I gotta go deal with that. But we'll be right back and then wrap this up. Fair?
Okay.
All right. Sorry about
Sounds
this,
good.
guys. The joys of parenthood. I'll be right back.
How long
Can't
are
run back to the wall.
Let's say 8 minutes. Is that long enough?
okay? Because I was gonna take the dogs out.
Oh, okay. How long does that take? 10?
20, 25.
We never know.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, actually, because it's getting late. With the pillars activated, none of these creatures want to get any closer. So you don't have to worry about them if you're near a pillar. They're just lurking on the outside, looking in and being menacing. Rather quickly, yeah, so you have 3 skeletal minotaurs to take care of. And I think between you murderous folks, I think you'd be able to mop them up pretty quickly. Are you guys okay to just describe it?
No.
Sure.
How do you vanquish the last of these minotaurs as these specters lurk and shadows lurk uselessly outside the radius of these glowing pillars?
Dibs on one.
I probably would take dibs on one as well because
one for each of you.
necrotic shroud. I'm allowed 1 attack that I can also add another 10 necrotic to it.
Oh yeah, this one
Oh.
comes hissing up towards the window, and that'll be Benkuhms. You see one a little behind, and arrows just pin
Behind.
cushion it. It's more the magic of the bow. The piercing damage is not as effective. Benkuhm, how do you? Well, Darmida, is that a cool description, or do you want to add to it?
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
All right, Benkuhm, how do you finish this one?
I take the sword of the hidden lord, like a spear, and I throw it through the Minotaur's chest, bursting out shards of bone, and then I make eye contact with Fenris, and I say, "Can't keep up," and I just
And you step through.
Throw up the whole thing, and bone surrounds me as it like rains down slowly, and I look menacing.
Nice
Like
flames
stabbing
flicking.
through a wall of fire.
Yeah, flickering away behind you as you've stepped into the space to engage, stepping over the large windowsill. The other Minotaur comes bashing out through this door right next to Felice. Who wants it?
I mean, either Felice or I can probably just finish him off. Like,
Finish off what are we talking about?
I think bashing through the door, I'll probably chill touch it if
Sure.
it's like badly wounded. I wouldn't really waste one of my more powerful magics, also because it's standing right near the wall of fire.
That's true. It comes out and starts taking fire damage next turn.
So I would just grab it with like a shadowy skeletal hand to do some damage to it, and then let the fire finish it off.
Nice.
And Felice got dropped and just like immediately was backpedaling from the flames because it was like lashes at like 10 feet, right? So she had to like backpedal and just like bursts through the wall and
it's
just like strangled by Fenris. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slowed down by Fenris. How do you want to, or do you just want to keep staying away from it, or do you want to?
Yeah, we see me like dodging between its legs, basically. We're like because I'm still frightened of Darmida. I can't even move closer.
That's true. Do you want to do anything against it, or just take the dodge action?
Yeah, I'm just like weaving in here as it gets peppered to death.
You see Archibald climb up this statue, like literally hand on the bust, getting like climbs up about a good 10 feet. As he's climbing up over what's her name?
Who cares? Aliciandra. Who cares? It's fine.
Oh,
Lavelle
actually,
Deneau. He climbs up. He's like, Lavelle, darling, you were always hot. Come on. And he takes a leap over the wall of fire to clear it. Do an acrobatics just quick.
Sure.
See how far he can make it.
Acrobatics.
Or athletics.
I don't have this technically trained, but I'm pretty sure it is trained.
All right. He lands, almost twists his ankle, jumps up and hobbles over and is like, whatever, stabs the thing. And the radiant blade just eviscerating this thing. So between this and few minutes later, is it's just like the Minotaurs are defeated. The pillars are keeping the shadows at bay. You guys have access. As you turn around and look inside, you see a figure walking out of these curtains from within. A tall man, lanky, his hair braided in tight dreadlocks. His skin, although dark, is a little bit sallow and sunken. His eyes a burning radiant red. He's dressed plainly, but is adorned by the holy symbols of Sarenrae.
Who shoots him?
He walks forward and calls out to you and says, there are many, many more who will answer my call. Why do you interrupt? Why do you attack my sanctuary? As he comes walking forward, before you stands a twisted cleric of Sarenrae, the Everlight. Somehow, at a glance, you can tell. Plus the fact that he motions and a bunch of, like, the Minotaur, like, the shambling undead respond to his call as he walks through this curtain. And he says, more interlopers. Did the dog of Pelor send you as well to do the abyssal bidding?
So how many arrows does he take before he says all that?
No.
He's got his hands out, but he begins to lower them as if he wants to chat, but he
Sure.
is ready to bring them back up again.
Do we have time to do this?
Sure.
Like, I can chat with him.
I got a few
I figured
seconds.
that was
I think
the
it's quiet.
cut, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'd step forward and say, we're no friends of Pelor. We're trapped here in this city just as you are. We're looking for a way out, but we are looking for others, people that we can work with.
I am not trapped in this city. I am where I need to be, doing what I need to do.
And what is that?
The only thing. We must kill any demons that stand before us. He sniffs. He takes a good long look at Fenris. You have the stench. Do you stand before me as prey? As a deceiver from the abyss? He looks over at Darmida, squints, looks at Benkuhms. Archibald?
I think Archie vaults over this window, assuming it's also broken open,
Yeah.
and is like, "I'll be talking now." And Archie has a move for this. And I wouldn't want to deny him that.
He has a what?
He has a move for this. He has
Oh.
panache.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah,
what does
so
panache
maybe
do?
if you want to do that now, that's he can talk to people, roll persuasion check, and literally charm them.
Nice.
So maybe we'll do that next time.
That sounds pretty good.
Maybe
but,
start with that.
um,
Hopefully jail beer, and I don't have to. Yeah.
The man standing in front of you introduces himself and he says, "My name is Gideon Lightward, and I am here to slay every last demon in hells and in the abyss, and I will do whatever it takes. I will kill anyone who stands in my way. Do you stand in my way?"
I'll help you.
Oh, you raised these.
We're
Sorry.
no friends of demons or devils.
That's what I kill. I hunt those.
Benkuhms sweats nervously.
I do step in front of Fenris though when he starts kind of alluding that he has a stench and that he's an enemy. I will step in front of Fenris to block the way.
You smell.
Gideon Lightward takes a good look at you all and then says, "Do not deceive me, as the others did when they came. They professed fancy words, but then I could tell they were corrupted. Do not lie to me. If you will fight in the eternal battles, then you are welcome here. Join my side, and we will drive them back to the abyss."
Where's Commander Pederson?
A false paladin. She fought through. Her and her group, refusing my overtures. She is below. She will
Okay.
not like what she finds.
Okay.
If you wish to follow her, stop her. I may let you pass, but her eyes are clouded, her judgment false. There is only one. Fight. Someone do a persuasion check.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
And you
I'll
have
do a
Can I ask
persuasion
while
check.
that's happening? Can I ask if Archie knows this guy? It's like local history.
Ooh. Roll history for Archie.
Because I'm curious.
With
I have no
advantage.
idea.
With
I have
advantage.
no idea what his Archie check is, so it's going to basically just be a 20.
Roll an Archie check.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll a. We went to kindergarten together. That guy's an asshole.
Well, kind of. Again, I'm going to use the panache if we're doing a thing.
Yeah, do
But-
it.
So I don't know how much his modifier is. That's just a D20. But it's a 12 on a D20.
All right, Gordon, on your persuasion, 23. That's pretty good. With all the help from Darmina, it was actually Darmina that tipped the scales, but you were doing pretty good on your own. But as she stepped forward and he saw that she's no demon, and he even takes a good long look at Benkuhms and begrudgingly nods. You may pass. Panache, and yeah, you can do it with. Did
you want to read that out?
Yeah. So Archie.
Because I haven't roleplayed Archie because I'm letting people play their actual characters.
Yeah, Archie got
I feel like
got a 12
that's a
on his
history.
history check. He doesn't know.
Okay.
Just because
Again,
I'm
that's unmodified. I
from
don't know what it is.
Elturel doesn't mean I know everyone in Elturel. There's a lot
That's fair.
of pompous assholes out there who seem like to me.
Yeah. So I think he has expertise in persuasion, but he might only have the other thing. That's a trash roll, though. Holy crap.
The dice roller hates you, Darcy. I don't
Yep.
think you. So you rolled a 3 and a 2. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a 5 and an 8 total. So unfortunately,
It's contested.
yeah. Oh right.
And he probably has at least an additional plus. What are we at? 4 or 3 at this point?
Oh,
in the game?
oh yeah.
Never mind. That's a 17. All right, that's a shame.
Gideon Lightward looks at Archibald. And
Archie flounders. Everyone else takes over the conversation. It's like, oh, let you talk about it, I guess.
Yeah, Archie
You
falters
know what
as
you're
he's
doing?
starting to talk, and Gideon Lightward, he's a little taken aback as he looks at him. As you see, there was a wound on his shoulder, presumably from one of previous battle, because he wasn't hit here, and it's just busy knitting itself together, right in front of him. The broken flesh just returning back to full health, and it throws Archie off his game as he realizes, I'm not talking to a living creature. This is something else. And it throws Archie off his game, which is why he really doesn't. Right. You've got little. Your sash is kind of split there. I know a good tailor. Anyway, and that was his attempt to persuade. All right. And with that, Gideon Lightward says, "Fine. Go below. Take this gnat of a paladin away. Stop her however you wish. But I warn you, demonic presence is corrupting. It twists you. It can break you. And you will never know if she is thus corrupted. Do the hells a favor. Finish her quickly. And then we will destroy these invaders and serve the Eye of Pelor as we serve the hells together." And with that, I think we're gonna stop for the night.
Cool.
Ooh.
Wow. He just said that he serves the Eye of Pelor.
No,
No.
said they serve the
Serve
eye,
the Eye of Pelor. Okay.
and we'll destroy them.
Yes. Okay.
He serves the hells, if you will. Yes? Did I get-
I'll tell you what. Why don't you? We'll come back next week and we'll see what you think about what that meant.
Yeah, I think he's not serving the hells. I thought maybe he's against the hells. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do think he said he was going to kill demons, not devils,
Yeah.
but I could have misheard.
No,
Yeah.
he
Said
definitely
demons.
was very clear. He hates demons.
Demons.
Specifically
Yeah, okay.
demons.
I see. Got it.
I'm
And
totally.
He's willing to do anything it takes to destroy demons. Anything.
You're in an awkward position, Darvita. If the enemy of your enemy is your friend, that makes devils your friend. And demons your friends. Isn't that weird?
And he's offered you to basically join his crusade against the demon hordes that are invading the hells.
I don't know. He might be willing to kill innocents.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Name like Gideon? Damn, this guy's hot as hell.
He is pretty attractive fellow when he was alive. A little less fancy now that he's all
Gideon?
undead and stuff.
An actual fallen angel?
Gideon? No, he's a cleric, a priest of Sarenrae. You can tell
no.
easily.
In actual lore,
Oh yeah.
like in like religious lore, I think the fallen, or maybe I'm thinking Gabriel.
I just like how you said lore, but immediately I think we were all still thinking about like the lore of D&D,
No, I assumed it.
the real meta of the world.
The meta of the world.
I heard Gideon, but I think I'm thinking of Gabriel. Gabriel was the fallen angel.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
my years of religious studies have come back.
That's all good. I'm a little fuzzy on some of that, although, hey, Paradise Lost is a good read. I should probably get around to that again. That's partly why I was like, you know what?
Maybe.
Descent to Avernus is dovetailing nicely with the story we're already telling, so. All right, I think we need an episode name before we go. Anybody? Internets? Episode names or viewers?
Funeral at the Grand Cemetery? I don't know.
It was the Grand Cemetery episode.
And Gideon will either die next episode or be our friend next episode, so.
I'm kind of curious to see which way you guys take that.
Yeah. It's always funny when someone just walks up and starts talking. It's like, oh, I guess we're not fighting now.
Well, he definitely wasn't being offensive. He came out and was like, I can do stuff, but I'm not
You know how
gonna.
often I've done that in the game and got shot in the face? Come on.
It's true. I didn't give you guys a chance. You were busy murdering his minotaurs. It's okay. You'll just raise them again. They'll have a few more notches in their rib cages, and it's all good. Except maybe the one you turned into, like, ash. Actually, you kind of turned a bunch of them into ash.
Yeah.
Like, most of them. That wall of fire, just picking away at them. Yep, that was fun. All right, I don't think the internet's going to get the opportunity to name this. Maybe we'll do this after the fact, or unless anybody else wants to say it. Dust off, nuke it from orbit.
That's weird.
I know.
The search for Commander Pederson or whatever.
I like that
The
one.
search for Spock.
The search for Commander Pederson. I feel like
Search.
the start, the leg of the journey, right?
Absolutely. All right, search for Commander Pederson, a.k.a. Stealth is overrated. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and I'm not sure about next week. It may or may not be a Tuesday. I am going to need a hiatus as I go back to work full time. That's going to be a little bit of a hiccup, but we will keep you posted here. I also stream other games, so you can always drop by for that. You can check us in the podcast places. And also the shout out, by the way, to all the people who listen on Podbean and on Spotify. We get some listeners out from Germany, so I've never said hi to Germany before, so hey, thanks very much, Germany. My German is awful. I will not even do it for you. But, thanks for listening. And don't forget to check out our stuff on YouTube. Give us a sub or a follow or throw us a message. Tell us what we did wrong. Tell us what we did right. And if you ever want to make suggestions, join us live, or just hammer that Instagram. Any other parting messages?
Check out Lost Ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in about 2 months almost.
2 months. Countdown to Lost Ones. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
And we'll be featuring that live as much as we can here, too. So we'll do some of that. Definitely. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.
I will take the opportunity to plug my show tomorrow, Blades in the Dark, 8 o'clock Eastern to 12 o'clock. We've been surprisingly consistent in hitting those hour marks, which is baffling to me. So
nice.
8 to 12.
8 to 12.
It's
Blades in the Dark.
good.
Nice. And you're playing in
market.
that, if I remember.
I'm playing in that, yeah.
Nice.
But I'm doing all the tech. Yeah.
Nice. And if I get time, I'll be doing some more.
Bertus said.
Hey, that's
that's
you.
me.
Yeah, that's you, Bertus. So go check out Bertus.
Yeah, they GM.
Bertus.
Absolutely.
Said.
Thanks for coming by.
Glad I could catch some.
Absolutely. And if you have any suggestions for, wait, I have to write that down before I forget. It was the search for Commander Pederson, aka Stealth is Overrated. All right, so we'll leave you there and have a safe and happy week. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Hey.